Lelo bwacha bakamba mukyalo kyeswi kya Zambia kyaweka enjoy. Abantu bafa bakamba kule kumumfumbwe. More than 20 people balebe pati ni babiri. Bagamba. Fish to arufyanya. People have died. Mumino yabaka pokola. The police killing people. Why? In the same government, Bagamba, abductions have happened. Bagamba, if you're not with them, it's either you're dead or you're in prison. This government, you're going to change, big man. Fish to arufyanya pakubika office. Fish to arufyanya. Why me? Missing. Achani ruba mwaicho wa ndizona. Where is why me? HH, tell us with your government, where is why me? Give us why me. Justice for why me, big man. Wachila mo HH. Wala tupwisha mega kutupwisha Bagamba. Tatwale kyokulanda big man. Youth. Maena watata. Zambia tuwasevana. Bagamba. Wanesa tuwakweni. Mujala chetu. Iti ya Zambia. Tuamona mwempwa. Bagamba. Tuamona mwempwa. Nama abductions Bagamba. Muteko tuwaleta. Wadulete lama. Amazala mush. No you can take her. Kola ipompa tudeka. No you can take her. Apa nomba bane. Mufulo pa mufulo. Mufulo pa mufulo. Wakuvota bane. Mufulo pa mufulo. Mufulo pa mufulo. Wakufuatika. Mufulo pa mufulo. Mufulo pa mufulo. Wakufuatika fuatika. Mufulo pa mufulo. Mufulo pa mufulo. When you taya kwa fwe. Mufulo pa mufulo. Mufulo pa mufulo. Aikona man. Mufulo pa mufulo. Mufulo pa mufulo. Itaya kwa fwe. Mufulo pa mufulo. Mufulo pa mufulo. Yakuliati kwenyu. Mufulo pa mufulo. Mufulo pa mufulo. Mayona batata. Mayona batata. Bayuthi. Tentwisuli amenso. Tentwisuli amenso. Batusendela nomba batwipaila na hope Yesu. Endika chagwa lungu watwebela tinani mkwatila plan B. Nomba tuwalishiba plan B abamumino ya kualesa. Bantu banga abalafu mukyalo kyeswi kya Zambia. Nibanga abantu abala abducted mukyalo kyeswi kya Zambia. Bambire kuli jeje banda. Nibanga abantu abala ba prison. Abena chitotela chilangwa. Bonze baba prison netunguru shina shimbi na shimbi. Muri one government ya kwa HH. Abantu naba fa mweleza. Aikata nomba baikata na kuyetika chakwa lungu atukwatile plan B. Abakubo byabyo mufulo big man. Mufulo pa mufulo. Binabine batsendela yetika chakwa lungu. Apa nomba bane. Mufulo pa mufulo. Mufulo pa mufulo. Wakuvota bane. Mufulo pa mufulo. Mufulo pa mufulo. Wakufuatika. Mufulo pa mufulo. Mufulo pa mufulo. Wakufuatika fuatika. Mufulo pa mufulo. Mufulo pa mufulo. When you taya kwa fwe. Mufulo pa mufulo. Mufulo pa mufulo. Aikona man. Mufulo pa mufulo. Mufulo pa mufulo. Itaya kwa fwe. Mufulo pa mufulo. Mufulo pa mufulo. Yakuliati kwenyu. Mufulo pa mufulo. Mufulo pa mufulo. HH does not mean well for Mother Zambia. Zambia to Asebana, this is not the Mother Zambia that we were left with by our ancestors, our forefathers who fought so hard to liberate us. Dr. Kenneth Kaunda, Nalumino Mundia, Mama Julia Chikamoneka, Simon Mwansaka Pwepwe, they fought so hard to put this country on the map, to put this country where it is today. No man would destroy this country because we believe in unity. One Zambia, one nation, and we shall together we will change, and we are going to change this government. My name is Blaze Zambia.
That he is a Tonga president. Look at his cabinet. Look at the roads. Look at CDF. Is the Mongu Kalaba Road in Wengwa? Is free education only for Tonga children? When drought hit, Did he only distribute food to Tonga people? Absolutely not. He declared a national disaster, not a regional disaster. In fact, Zambia needed a man so disciplined that even his enemies cannot agree on which lie to accuse him of. They have called him a Satanist, a foreign agent, and now he eats human body parts. How? How can a man who refuses to eat bacon, pork chops, or drink beer on a Friday night?
And I think reasonable people will do everything in their powers to avoid this kind of disappointment. It is therefore important that as we go to the elections, we support a candidate and a political party that have records with the Registrar of Society, clear records with the Registrar of Society, and the political party that is going to have a registered president with the registrar and the registered secretary general to sign the adoption papers. Secondly, they are saying any political party that has not done intra-party elections or who have not gone to the convention will not be allowed to be on the ballot. And this is in accordance with Article 60 of the Constitution of Zambia, which states that any political party to participate in the national elections must have had intra-party elections. Now the question is, how many of the political parties that we have meet these criteria that the Electoral Commission of Zambia is asking before you are put on the ballot? It is for this reason that after analyzing all the political parties, I've had discussions with a lot of political parties, and I have come to the conclusion that Ali Karawa's Citizen First has been a consistent political party which has met all the criteria that the Electoral Commission of Zambia is asking. I don't want my Lokshala Mulimu. I don't want tomorrow to regret. And by the way, Ari Kalaba is very experienced. He has participated in presidential elections before, and he has been building his support base. So I have decided that I will back and support Ari Kalaba in the 2026 presidential and general election. And I want to urge other people that are well-meaning to say that if we want to remove the UPND, we must all concentrate on one political party and one presidential candidate. And in my view, it is my opinion and my strong view is that Ali Kalaba meets all the criteria that the Electoral Commission of Zambia are asking for. It is therefore just reasonable that we support Ali Kalaba. And I believe that Ali Kalaba can make it. Is a reasonable and strong candidate. Going by what is going on now, I think it's only reasonable that we support Ali Kalaba. It is therefore my declaration today that I will support Ali Kalaba and urge well-meaning Zambians to support Ali Kalaba.
There was a request from Mr. Kelvin Walia-Fube's party to be moved to Thursday. You will note that the Commission has been engaging with the respective political parties, even after that schedule was made available, just so we can manage this process better for the political parties, candidates, but as well as for ourselves. So Mr. Fube is coming on Thursday.
I regret to inform you that in accordance with Article 100 of the Constitution of Zambia, Amendment Act number 2 of 2016, and Regulations 11 and 18 of the Electoral Process General Regulations, I have determined that you have not been validly nominated for the forthcoming presidential elections. The reasons for my determination are as follows. 1, that you are undischarged bankrupt as advised by the office of the official receiver of the Republic of Zambia in a letter to the Electoral Commission of Zambia dated 22nd of April 2026, in which a judgment between Nathan Sinkala, the petitioners, and 109 others versus yourself, Mr. Charles Chanda, in cause number 2022 HP 092 was attached. In addition, the petitioners in the same matter also advised the Commission in writing and attached the judgment that you have not discharged the bankruptcy. Furthermore, Section 2, as read with Section 30B of the Election Process Amendment Act number 12 of 2016, requires an adoption certificate to be signed by the President and Secretary General of a political party who must be office bearers in accordance with the Societies Act Chapter 119 of the laws of Zambia. The adoption certificate presented does not bear the names of the Secretary General. By the powers vested in me under Article 52(2) of the Constitution, I, being returning officer, duly reject your nomination as you are ineligible to contest for presidential election.
Can I respond?
Judge.
You will have a window to...
No, you have kept us for 2 hours. And I know exactly what was going on. You cannot ask for a letter without coming back to me. I'm not bankrupt. How can somebody with 5 billion be bankrupt? It doesn't make sense. A letter from the court, I'm not getting this letter. No, I think we finished now. You are not going to succeed. I've got letter from the court here. Judge.
You will have a window to...
No, you have kept us for 2 hours. And I know exactly what was going on. You cannot ask for a letter without coming back to me. I'm not bankrupt. How can somebody with 5 billion be bankrupt? It doesn't make sense. A letter from the court, I'm not getting this letter. No, I think we finished now. You are not going to succeed. I've got letter from the court here.
6. This story I'm hearing that the president has apita. Koma MP na makansela bazaluza. Manje president azasebe. Verani. Manje president, muni ona nilipe zero ine. Manje president azasebeza bwanje eka. Azasebeza bwanje president eka. Mukanipasa ma independence mu parliament muja nikabauza oti lamulo tiende uko bakana. How is the president going to run a government? The president needs councillors. The president needs council chairpersons. The president needs mayors. The president needs MPs. The president needs ministers. Ndiye suti yo 2026 tifuna suti. Ngati tina vuto na MP watu ni mukazika panzi iwe bwera mkale hapa. Iwe kala. Zambia. Muma councils where we have no council chairpersons, we have no mayors, tivutika. tifuna kugwira ntchito meya akamba vinango. Tifuna mulusaka meya watu mulusaka muno meya watu. Zambia kukopa belt all the districts we have mayors except Ndola and Kitwe. 2026 we want our own mayor in Ndola. Ndiye nkani yo. Six, this story I'm hearing that the president has apita koma ma MP na makansela bazaluza. Manje president azasebe verani. Manje president muniona nilibe zero ine. Manje president azasebeza bwanje eka. Azasebeza bwanje president eka. Mukanipasa ma independence mu parliament muja nikabauza oti lamulo tiende uko bakana. How is the president going to run a government? The president needs councillors. The president needs council chairpersons. The president needs mayors. The president needs MPs. The president needs ministers. Ndiye suti yo 2026 tifuna suti. Ngati tina vuto na MP watu ni mukazika panzi.
Greetings to the people of Lusaka Central and Zambia as a whole. This afternoon we are here in Kablonga Ward 19 of Lusaka Central constituency. Myself, Mlambo Haimbe, MP, SC, with my brother Msaiwali Mlewa. We want to jointly address the people of Lusaka Central and Zambia at large. As you will all know, we have been in a very competitive race for adoption for the Lusaka Central seat. And this race has, of course, had a lot of interesting aspects. This afternoon, we're here to announce that we have sat together, we have considered the interests of the people of Lusaka Central, and of course our own interests. And I would want to say right off the bat that I have decided, after consultation widely, to withdraw from the Lusaka Central race. I would like to concentrate, amongst other things, on the presidential race, given the amount of work that needs to be done in the district. I'd also like to say that in view of my withdrawal, I want to support Mr. Mlewa for the seat for Lusaka Central. I would also want to take this opportunity to speak to our supporters that this should be a sign that political competition is just that, and a race towards achieving an outcome in the best interest of the constituency, the electorate. It's a race that should be based on ideas rather than anything else. We want to show this as a sign of unity and to encourage our respective supporters that we can be united even as we compete. So I'll ask, as I withdraw from the race, my supporters, let us work together with Mr. Mlewa for the best interest of the people of Lusaka Central, for the best interest of the UPND. And here, I'm endorsing my brother for Lusaka Central 2026. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I would like to also add that I'm very grateful to the State Council for this magnanimous step he has taken. It's, I'm sure you know, when you are competing, it's not an easy thing to do. It shows that he's a bigger person, and we truly appreciate. And I would like to encourage all the supporters. We are all members of UPND, and if we could just unite and put this stage behind us and moving forward now towards lifting the red flag for UPND and ensure we get as many presidential votes as we possibly can. If we unite, if you can show the same magnanimity that Council Haimbe has shown, that would be absolutely fantastic. It would be good for us, it would be good for the party. Once again, I'd like to say thank you very much for being so magnanimous. And looking forward to a nice campaign.
We're with you all the way.
All right.
All the best. And we shall all win with your victory.
Thank you.
Good day and welcome to today's broadcast. Kindly share the broadcast. We are back with the issues of the Electoral Commission of Zambia today. We saw the first victim, in fact, 2 victims. At 9 o'clock, we were expected Howard Kunda of the Zambia Wake Up Party to submit. Now we understand, I'm trying to reach him quickly. I'm trying to see how I can get confirmation. But he had an issue where his running mate was locked up on allegations of cyber crimes. I'm yet to get the names of the person who was his running mate. And so he couldn't file. Remember, it's a double ticket. He couldn't file at 9 o'clock. Then you had Charles Chanda of the United Prosperous and Peaceful Party, the one I've just played the video, where he has been disqualified on 2 key issues. Number 1, that he was declared bankrupt in 2018, and that bankruptcy remains undischarged. You remember that he was selling plots in is that Lusaka East or off Charleston area, and some people accused him that he didn't deliver the land, so they sued him and they demanded money from him, and he didn't pay, so they proceeded to declare bankruptcy. You heard the protestation by Charles Chanda stating that he has a letter from court that shows that he was cleared or he paid the outstanding amount. But those were the 2 victims today. I think Howard Kunda will probably seek another slot and he will resubmit. But for Charles Chanda, his nomination papers were declared invalid on 2 issues: that he has undischarged bankruptcy, and number 2, that the person who was signed as Secretary General on his adoption certificate doesn't appear on the Registrar of Societies books. So the person, and this is a political party by Chanda that has been participating on no by-elections. It's a political party he owns, founded and owns, but he's been told that the person who signed as Secretary General doesn't appear on the list of office bearers at Registrar of Societies. Remember, Mwangala Zalomis has introduced a new electoral process bill that became an act of parliament, and she has made it a regulation that the signatories to the adoption certificates, both President and Secretary General, must be registered with the Registrar of Societies. To that effect, Brown Kasaro has even issued a memo, and I'll be reading it just shortly. We have Kelvin Fubebwalia, who was supposed to present his documents at 11 hours. We understand, as you saw by ECZ, and I had an opportunity to speak to KBF. He says his documents are in order. He had a court matter that he couldn't seek an adjournment, and he sought an adjournment with ECZ. And he says ECZ have given him provisionally Thursday that he will deliver his documents, he will file in his nominations. Xavier Franklin Chungu, he was supposed to file in at 12 hours. Given Mwenya chance, I have just seen on ECZ website that given Mwenya chance and his running mate from Movement for Economic Emancipation have submitted their documents for scrutiny. And as at news time, as I was coming to you, ECZ has not ruled whether his papers are in order. Then we saw Professor Daniel Chivale Pule is the last one that should have filed in at 15 hours. But we saw that given Mwenya chance, I was filing in at around 18, 19 hours. So Dan Pule, there is no news yet. The point is, like we've been warning you, that ECZ is going to use constitutional and administrative rules to bar certain political candidates for constitutional issues, such as that you should not be an undischarged bankrupt person. That is constitutional. You know, the qualifications in Article 100, no one has any issue with them. The issue we have are administrative rules that don't even seem constitutional, such as the Secretary General who should sign on the paper should be one registered with the Registrar of Societies. An entity the state and Living Goma have been in charge with, changing, amending, and now they've deposited it with the powers to determine which certificate is valid. And Mwangala Zalomis is just going to claim that the Registrar of Society says you are not on the register and therefore you are disqualified, despite being qualified by Article 100 of the Republican Constitution. She is disqualifying. I will read the qualifications for a candidate as provided by the Constitution, not by these administrative rules that our dear 80-year-old Mama, chairperson, Mwangala Zalomis, is giving you. Someone must challenge those administrative rules in the Constitutional Court. We'll keep on complaining if you don't take those matters to court. For Charles Chanda, if he truly is bankruptcy was discharged, there's an opportunity to go back. But what about the issue of his SG? He owns a political party. He doesn't know his Secretary General. What happened there? We probably will need more truth from Wachanda. ECZ have issued a notice. Let me just read it to you. It's dated today, signed by Brown Kasaro, the Chief Electoral Officer. And it says the Electoral Commission of Zambia wishes to advise all political parties, all aspiring candidates, that following the enactment of the Electoral Process Amendment Act number 12 of 2026. It's been enacted, but as President Hakainde Hichilema signed it into law, as he? If he has signed it into law, please let me know. But already ECZ is relying on this bill that was enacted and is relying on it as law. But I haven't seen President Hakainde Hichilema sign this into law. But if he has signed it into law, let me know in the comments. So this is what he says. An adoption is a legal requirement for candidates sponsored by a political party, which must be presented to the returning officer when filing nominations. Their adoption certificates, and they've even put these in bold and italicized the letters. The adoption certificate must be signed by the party president and the Secretary General or Deputy Secretary General of the party. The adoption certificates must bear the full details of the president and the Secretary General, clearly stating the first name and surname and signature of the office bearers as per the record of the Registrar of Societies. Political parties and candidates are advised to ensure that they prepare for the 2026 nominations and comply accordingly. This is Brown Kasaro, the Chief Electoral Officer, has issued that statement. What happens tomorrow? Tomorrow we have the following to submit. Remember, on this one, we don't know if Xavier Franklin Chungu submitted and Professor Daniel Chivalepule submitted, but we have seen Howard Kunda failed to submit because his vice president was arrested, Luchelo Chelo, and he was supposed to be the first one at 9 o'clock. His running mate was arrested before that. We have Charles Chanda, who we saw the debacle where he has been disqualified. Then we have given Mwenya Chansa from the Movement for Economic Emancipation, who and his running mates have just filed their documents. We are waiting for the determination. Professor Daniel Chivalepule and Franklin Xavier Chungu, I don't know if they filed. Before we go to tomorrow, let's just recap on what ECZ said to Chanda and the decision by ECZ to disqualify the candidature of UPPZ president, using both constitutional and administrative issues. The constitutional issue is an undischarged bankrupt person. The administrative issue is that the person who was signed as Secretary General is not one appearing before the Registrar of Societies.
I regret to inform you that in accordance with Article 100 of the Constitution of Zambia, Amendment Act number 2 of 2016, and Regulations 11 and 18 of the Electoral Process General Regulations, I have determined that you have not been validly nominated for the forthcoming presidential elections. The reasons for my determination are as follows. 1, that you are undischarged bankrupt as advised by the office of the official receiver of the Republic of Zambia in a letter to the Electoral Commission of Zambia dated 22nd of April 2026, in which a judgment between Nathan Sinkala, the petitioners, and 109 others versus yourself, Mr. Charles Chanda, in cause number 2022 HP 092 was attached. In addition, the petitioners in the same matter also advised the Commission in writing and attached the judgment that you have not discharged the bankruptcy. Furthermore, Section 2, as read with Section 30B of the Election Process Amendment Act number 12 of 2016, requires an adoption certificate to be signed by the President and Secretary General of a political party who must be office bearers in accordance with the Societies Act Chapter 119 of the laws of Zambia. The adoption certificate presented does not bear the names of the Secretary General. By the powers vested in me under Article 52(2) of the Constitution, I, being returning officer, duly reject your nomination as you are ineligible to contest for presidential election.
You will have a window to...
No, you have kept us for 2 hours. And I know exactly what was going on. You cannot ask for a letter without coming back to me. I'm not bankrupt. How can somebody with 5 billion be bankrupt? It doesn't make sense. A letter from the court, I'm not getting this letter. No, I think we finished now. You are not going to succeed. I've got letters from the court here. Do that.
Varia who wanted to disturb us in Chungola, yesterday I hear they are planning to disturb the polling station Ninshi Kulefyo Barefwaya. When we won, I told you not to revenge, not to beat anybody. Bafire bale chindika. Mule mpaka. Bafire bale stashani. We protected them because you would have nailed them. You could have nailed them. I protected them. They must not extend their lucky. 6. This story I'm hearing that the president has apita. Koma MP na makansela bazaluza. Manje president azasebe. Verani. Manje president muni ona nilibe zero inega. Manje president azasebeza gwanjeka. asasebenza bwanji president yake mukanipasa ma independence mu parliament muja nikabauza kuti lamulo tiende uko vakana. How is the president going to run a government? The president needs councillors. The president needs council chairpersons. The president needs mayors. The president needs MPs. The president needs ministers. Ndiye suti yo 2026 tifuna suti ngati tina vote.
The Electoral Commission of Zambia is one of the key instruments that promotes peace and security or destabilizes peace and security. The manner in which ECZ handles these issues is very critical. So far, it's not looking good. The amount of tension that has just risen sharply in our country demonstrates that ECZ to be at the center of determining whether we hold free, credible, democratic, peaceful, transparent, free and fair elections. ECZ is a key tool to determining whether Zambia will have peace or not. Tomorrow, on Tuesday, 19th May 2026, Honorable Harry Kalaba of Orange Alliance and leader of Citizen First will be the first one at 09 hours to present his letters of credency. Then is going to be followed by Enoch Roosevelt Tonga, Third Liberation Movement. Then you'll have Francis Mandona, People's Party at 11 hours. And you'll have the Forum for Democracy and Development at 12 hours. It's not been listed who will be their presidential candidates. Then you have Kasonde Mwenda, who's been in prison, and I don't know if he's been released. You can tell me in the comments if Kasonde Mwenda has been released. Of Economic Freedom Fighters Party is going to present at 13 hours. We have Brian Muntayalwa Munduvile with National Reconciliation Party for Unity and Prosperity at 14 hours. Then we'll end up with Dr. Chitalu Chilufya. If anyone was watching Mal Sampa was live while I was going live as well. I don't know what the determination by Mal Sampa has been on his participation, because Chitalu Chilufya under his auspices is supposed to present his nominations tomorrow. So if you have any idea, and I also send a note to Mal Sampa what his decision is on this, I'll come back to you and inform you. That is tomorrow. The big one is Harry Kalaba in the morning and Brian Munduvile in the afternoon. And we'll see how ECZ will treat their credentials. Remember, Brian Munduvile has just been adopted by a new political party. Many of you had never heard of it until it was pronounced the other day, National Reconciliation Party for Unity and Prosperity. How does the ECZ deal with a brand new political party in relation to Article 60? Are they going to find excuse to bar Brian Munduvile tomorrow by saying maybe the new party didn't go to conference? What will they say? Our eyes and ears will be on this ticket by Brian Munduvile at 14 hours tomorrow. Harry Kalaba is expected to have no trouble. Enoch Roosevelt Tonga, then Francis Mandona Mwape People's Party. This is a party that is in court with Sebastian Copeland. What will FDD do? Will they drop this? Remember, FDD submitted the 1,000 supporters and paid 100,000, and they had floated Brian Munduvile as a presidential candidate. But midstream, Brian Munduvile introduced the National Reconciliation Party for Unity and Prosperity. There are two scenarios here. If the Forum for Democracy and Development have cleared their papers, because we saw their objections and the matters in court, if they have cleared their matters, Brian can file under FDD. But as before today, looking at the factors that emerged last week, it's unlikely that Brian will file under FDD. So he might file at 14 hours under National Reconciliation Party for Unity and Prosperity. And then Dr. Chitalo Chilufya at 14 hours. Those are the changes those are the issues for tomorrow. I'll come back to read to you the program that has been released by Archbishop Telesfo Mpundu, founder of OSIDA. I saw some young man on Diamond TV literally disparaging Archbishop Telesfo Mpundu. And I said, where is our morality to case a man who's died in the grave? Purport that you've expelled him when you know you didn't. You know that the two factions exist, one by Leslie Mbula and the other one by Archbishop Telesfo Mpundu. Why attempt to scandalize such a dignified man and who's no longer there to defend himself? So I'll read you the program for the Archbishop that has been released by Lusaka Archdiocese for his mourning. This evening there is, I think, some required mass, but I'll come back for the details.
That he is a Tonga president. Look at his cabinet. Look at the roads. Look at CDF. Is the Mongu Kalaba Road in Wengwa? Is free education only for Tonga children? When drought hit, did he only distribute food to Tonga people? Absolutely not. He declared a national disaster, not a regional disaster. In fact, Zambia needed a man so disciplined that even his enemies cannot agree on which lie to accuse him of. They have called him a Satanist, a foreign agent, and now he eats human body parts. How? How can a man who refuses to eat bacon, pork chops, or drink beer on a Friday night
And I think reasonable people will do everything in their powers to avoid this kind of disappointment. It is therefore important that as we go to the elections, we support a candidate and a political party that have records with the Registrar of Society, clear records with the Registrar of Society, and the political party that is going to have a registered president with the registrar and the registered secretary general to sign the adoption papers. Secondly, they are saying any political party that has not done intra-party elections or who have not gone to the convention will not be allowed to be on the ballot. And this is in accordance with Article 60 of the Constitution of Zambia, which states that any political party to participate in the national elections must have had intra-party elections. Now the question is, how many of the political parties that we have meet these criteria that the Electoral Commission of Zambia is asking before you are put on the ballot? It is for this reason that after analyzing all the political parties, I've had discussions with a lot of political parties, and I have come to the conclusion that Ali Karawa's Citizen First has been a consistent political party which has met all the criteria that the Electoral Commission of Zambia is asking. I don't want my Lokshala Mulimu Amoneni. I don't want tomorrow to regret. And by the way, Ari Kalaba is very experienced. He has participated in presidential elections before, and he has been building his support base. So I have decided that I will back and support Ari Kalaba in the 2026 presidential and general election. And I want to urge other people that are well-meaning to say that if we want to remove the UPND, we must all concentrate on one political party and one presidential candidate. And in my view, it is my opinion and my strong view, is that Ali Kalaba meets all the criteria that the Electoral Commission of Zambia are asking for. It is therefore just reasonable that we support Ari Kalaba. And I believe that Ari Kalaba can make it. He's a reasonable and strong candidate. Going by what is going on now, I think it's only reasonable that we start.
Engagement is the best approach. We are going to have elections. And some of you leaders are waiting. You are waiting for the day the ECZ will tell you that no, you don't qualify. Then you now call your supporters that no, if this one is not president, they are not going to be elections. Learn to be responsible. If you know you are going for the elections, you know which offices to visit before nominations. You need to go to ECZ, you need to go to Registrar of Society, clear up your files. Make sure that your files are intact, your files are in order. Not past, you start blaming. Some of you even blame the president, that no, it is because the president didn't want me to stand. What has got the president to do with the 100 pin? You have paid, you want to stand. So make sure that your files are okay. UPPZ, our files are fine. We are from Registrar of Society, everything is all right. So mweba ashala bambi, not if you are going to palasti, mukale la sama baba president atawe, eba lengira chini imini na mulandu wenu. He send to Registrar of Society, sort out your files, go to ECZ, sort out your files, and let everything be there. Otherwise, we are in democracy. Some of the things that have been allowed under UPND, PF never allowed them. That's the truth. Yes, we are not blaming what, but what I'm telling you is that the environment is different. So whether there is Mingalato, no Mingalato, August, today Minina.
Is enough. Wakamba Dembi. He's spoken a lot. Vala.
Well, they are going to go and have a look.
Of course we'll have a look.
This is why they've kept us 2 hours here.
We are not going.
Look here. Can you see? Can you see? This is the letter. This is the adoption letter from UPPZ. Majari from Supra. Charles Chandler. What is the reason? Here it is. Here is the evidence. Here is the evidence. And now, I'm going to spill the beans. Why ECZ has rejected me.
You will have a window to...
No, you have kept us for 2 hours. And I knew exactly what was going on. You cannot ask for a letter without coming back to me. I'm not bankrupt. How can somebody with 5 billion be bankrupt? It doesn't make sense. A letter from the court, I'm not getting this letter. No, I think I finished now. You are not going to succeed. I've got letters from the court here. Do that. You won't succeed.
Thank you very much. We are still mourning Archbishop Telesfo George Mpundu. There's a program that has been officially been released. From Saturday, there have been activities singing at the cathedral with parish choirs, and the rosary had gathered. That was yesterday. Today on Monday, there were 3 activities. The singing continued at the cathedral, and the gathering of the faithful at Cathedral at 16 hours. This evening, there is a requiem mass. Celebrant was Vicar General Father Andrew Simpasa, and the choirs continue to sing. Tomorrow, on Tuesday, the choirs will continue to sing, but at 16 hours, there will be a rosary by the faithful, religious, and clergy at the cathedral. And at 18 hours, there will be another requiem mass. This time it will be by the Right Reverend Aaron Andrew Chisha, Emeritus Bishop of Mansa. So the Right Reverend Aaron Andrew Chisha, the Emeritus Bishop of Mansa, will deliver the homily tomorrow, and the choirs will continue to sing. On Wednesday, again, the choirs continue to sing. Then they will receive the body of Emeritus Archbishop Telesfo Mpundu, and it will lie in state in the John Paul II Chapel The body will be received on Wednesday and it will lie in the chapel, and then burial takes place on Thursday. It will be full of activities from morning, and the service will be presided over by, the Mass will be presided over by Dr. Alik Banda, the Metropolitan Archbishop of Lusaka. And then there'll be burial that will follow at the Cathedral of Child Jesus burial site. Remember, bishops are buried not in your ordinary cemetery. They bury them at church. The Pope is buried right at the Vatican. And similarly, bishops are buried at a secluded place, especially in the church grounds. For priests, they can, the church can secure burial site, but for bishops and archbishops, they lie instead. They lie at usually the cathedral. Let's go back to our topic, and I'll be opening the phone lines. You've seen President Hakainde Hichilema suffer embarrassment. That's why I keep on playing that video where he was saying, what is that video again? We can play it just briefly. We can play it just briefly, where he complains about people telling him that ama MPs tawakapite, and he was protesting about that.
6. This story I'm hearing that the president has apita koma ma MP na makansela bazaluza manje president azasebe they run manje president muniona ati nilipe zero ine manje president azasebeza bwanje eka azasebeza bwanje president eka mukanipasa ma independence mu parliament muja nikabauza uti lamulo tiende uko.
The president knows the consequences of having unpopular MPs and unpopular ministers. So far, 6 ministers have crashed out of the race. The latest was the former Minister of Foreign Affairs, and that's a very key portfolio. It's among the top 5 portfolios in any cabinet across the world. Mulambo Haimbe has crashed out and endorsed his rival, Msawaile Mlewa, who probably will be the candidate for Lusaka Central. And he's not the only one. Remember, we started with Gary Nkombo, former minister. He said he wasn't going to recontest. Awakarambawa Jack Mwimbo has insisted, even when he's not popular, and he served 30 years. Similarly, like Sylvia Masebo, she served almost 30 years as an MP. She went to parliament under the Zambia Republican Party when there was a breakaway with BY did a breakaway party in 2000 and 2001. So she won that seat under ZRP. She returned to the fold, to the MMD under Mwanawasa, and she was a minister and MP for Chongwe. She returned under Michael Sata. She returned under President Hakainde Hichilema, but she's insisted she'll go ahead. But other ministers, Douglas Yakarima, Minister of Education, has also fallen out, they are citing various reasons that they want to support the president, that their families have, look, you're unpopular, so is your president. That's the only reason. And you are being wise. Many people would proceed to get the gratuity from Parliament and burn it. And that's why you'll be surprised that many ministers are broke later. Because their last money, even if they are not popular, they try to force their way in. And they'll burn their last gratuity, their last payment, into the subsequent campaign. And when they lose, they become paupers, and people will be laughing, but why didn't you a minister? It's because of those decisions. Here it is. Many ministers are not popular. And smart ones like Mulambo Haimbe, instead of forcing an adoption, he has decided to back out. Douglas Yakarima for Siavonga said, I've been an MP since 2006. And he says, I want to be with my family because I've been away from my family for over 20 years. Gary Nkombo, we know he didn't want to be embarrassed by President Hakainde Hichilema, who is fighting him, so he fell out on his own. Who are the other ministers who have fallen out? There are other 2 or more ministers that have fallen out, and mayors. Rodney Skumba, young, vibrant Minister of Tourism, not wanted in Livingstone. They think that he did nothing. And instead of facing embarrassment, he has withdrawn from the race, including the mayor, the corrupt mayor who was saved by that very, very strange judgment. And I hope that one day a proper government will review that case. For Constance Nadishebo Mleabai, the court said she corruptly obtained that 180,000 kwacha, but they didn't convict her because the money was deposited in another account, whatever the flimsy excuse by a magistrate, Trevor Kasanda, was very flimsy to let her go instead of facing the temerity of the locals. She had stolen that money, corruptly obtained it, evidence was laid, but the magistrate, Trevor Kasanda, used a flimsy issue that either she's not the one that withdrew the money, even if there was confirmation that the money was for that particular bribe, and let her go. So she's also withdrawn. It is good that so Rodney Skumba, Mulambo Ahimbe, and others have all withdrawn from the race. The president is unpopular. There's no way your MPs are unpopular and you think you are popular. No. Your MPs are your campaign managers on the ground. You might try to get a new lease of life by swapping them. You might need to do that, but essentially it's quite difficult. So, Mr. President, you may have to face the reality that you're unpopular. That's why I'll come and address the issue that he says he's got a head start with 60 seats.
6. This story I'm hearing that the president has apita. Koma ma MP na makansela bazaluza. Manje president azasebe. They run. Manje president, muni ona nilibe zero inega. Manje president azasebeza bwanje eka. Azasebeza bwanje president eka. Mukanipasa ma independence mu parliament muja nikabauza oti lamulo tiendeuko bakana. How is the president going to run a government? The president needs councillors. The president needs council chairpersons. The president needs mayors. The president needs MPs. The president needs ministers. Ndiye suti yo 2026 tifuna suti. Ngati tina vuto na MP watu ni mukazika panzi iwe bwera nkale hapa. Iwe kala. Zambia, Muma councils where we have no council chairpersons, we have no mayors.
Thank you very much. Someone has written in the comments that Mal Sampa has withdrawn his presidential candidate Talu Chilufya from the race. I don't know what reasons he gave, but that's a news that has been posted on my page that on the comments that Mao Sampa. Remember, he went live at the same time as I was discussing you. Let's discuss the issue tomorrow. Honorable Harry Kalaba, Orange Alliance and Citizen First President will start tomorrow to file in his nominations. There will be Enoch Roosevelt Tonga, who will also expected to file at 11 hours. Francis Mandona Mwape of People's Party, Sebastian Copeland's party. We have a presidential candidate from Forum for Democracy and Development. Remember, these were filed in urgently by Forum for FDD, which was a special purpose vehicle for Tonse Alliance, but they've since been a change. But they are still listed here. So unless FDD has resolved its issues, Brian Mundwile is likely to file under the other political party that has been listed at 14 hours. at the National Reconciliation Party for Unity and Prosperity at 14 hours. Dr. Shitalu Chilufya, who was supposed to file under Patriotic Front at 15 hours, as I've heard, Mal Sampa has withdrawn his candidature. Will understand the reason he has done that. Then Kasonde Simwenda, Economic Freedom Fighters Party, we don't know if he's been released. Comment there. So tomorrow, the big one, Harry Kalaba in the morning and Brian Munduwile, what will happen? President Hakainde Hichilema has been boasting. He's been boasting that he will win just at filing of nominations next week. He's going to get 60 seats. This is what he's telling stakeholders. This is what he's telling. This is what he's telling key people, and his officials are beginning to project that. Why is he saying that? He says he thinks that the opposition will not file, or independents will not file in Southern Province, where he has 29 seats. And he thinks that he will be complemented by 26 seats from Western Province and 19 seats from Northwestern Province. He thinks that the opposition will not challenge him. He could be right, because the bulk of the candidates are all, almost, other than just two candidates, the gentleman from New Focus Party and the gentleman from New Focus Party, Siamnene, was the only one from the south. And the rest are from what you'd call Chambeshi, Luangwa River. They're either from Eastern or from the Northern Bloc. So Hichilema is boasting, and he says then he has pockets. For example, on the Copper Belt, Ndola Rural, he says he will do very well. Then he has pockets, in the stronghold for the opposition. And of course, his biggest strength is that the PF is not standing. The PF is trying to stand through its derivatives, like Brian Munduwile's party or Makebi Zulu's party. But essentially, the PF is not on the ballot, as you saw that Mao Sampa has withdrawn the presidential candidate. So President Hichilema is boasting that he's got a head start, and is going to start with about 60 seats unopposed. Remember, there's been delimitation, and the seats have been increased from 156 to 226. And the provinces with the biggest seats is Southern Province with 29, Copper Belt 29, and Eastern Province 29. Let me take this call and I'll come back to you.
6. This story I'm hearing that the president has apita. Koma ma MP na makansela bazaluza. Manje president azasebe. They run. Manje president muni ona nilipe zero ine. Manje president azasebeza bwanje eka. Azasebeza bwanje president eka. Mukanipasa ma independence mu parliament muja nikabauza oti lamulo tiende uko bakana. How is the president going to run a government? The president needs councillors. The president needs council chairpersons. The president needs mayors. The president needs MPs. The president needs ministers. Ndiye suti yo 2026 tifuna suti. Ngati tina vuto na MP watu ni mukazika panzi iwe bwera mkale hapa. Iwe kala. Zambia. Muma councils where we have no council chairpersons, we have no mayors, tivutika. Tifuno gwira nchito, mayor akamba vinango. Tifuna mulusaka, mayor watu mulusaka muno, mayor watu. Zambia, kukopa belt, all the districts, we have mayors except in Ndola and Kitwe. 2026, we want our own mayor in Ndola. Ndiye nkani hiyo?
There was a request from Mr. Kelvin Waliafube's party to be moved to Thursday. You will note that the Commission has been engaging with the respective political parties, even after that schedule was made available, just so we can manage this process better for the political parties, candidates, but as well as for ourselves. So Mr. Fube is coming on Thursday. There was a request from Mr. Kelvin Waliafube's party to be moved to Thursday. You will note that the Commission has been engaging with the respective political parties, even after that schedule was made available, just so we can manage this process better for the political parties, candidates, but as well as for ourselves. So, Mr.
If they decide to drop off, they are allowed. Look, you can pay the 100,000 and decide not to stand. You can change your mind.
And decide to stand on a different political party.
Well,
is that allowed?
Yeah, well, if you do that, then there has to be a pre-processing or a processing afresh of the 1,000 people. Because those people who came here to support you, they are supporting the candidate on that particular political party. Isn't that so? Now, if you decide to go next week to say, I'm standing on a different political party, then you have to bring the 1,000 supporters from that political party. Because I don't think membership of political parties is interchangeable. If you belong to one political party today, and you support a candidate today on that political party.
Thank you very much. I was just picking a call from Honorable Mal Sampa. Remember, I'd announced here that he was going live on his, he had just gone live on his page when I went live as well, and I didn't understand the decision, but he has confirmed that the decision he has made and the decision the PF has made, the faction run by Mal Sampa, is that they will not feature a presidential candidate. So he has withdrawn the candidature of Dr. Chitalu Chilufya. That's a decision he's made. He says they are going to participate at parliamentary and council level and other positions, but he will not feature a presidential candidate. The PF were trying to sponsor Dr. Chitalu Chilufya, but Mao Sampa, who's the current legal president of the embattled PF, says he will not sponsor a presidential candidate. So we'll get more details, but I've heard it from himself because I'd sent him a message and I wanted to understand the decision that he had made, and that's a decision he has announced at his press conference, that the PF, the faction under him, will not feature a presidential candidate. So I was saying that there is boasting from the UPND that they will have a head start with about 60 seats unopposed, especially in Southern Province, Western Province, and Northwestern Province. Remember, after delimitation, Southern Province has 29 seats, Western has 26 seats, and Northwestern has 19 seats. Central has 23, Copper Belt has 29, but the bulk of the delimitation happened in rural areas where UPND is strong. That delimitation itself was a very, very funny delimitation. Let me give you an example of why that delimitation was. Can you imagine Wapula only got 5 seats? Of Chambishi constituency, other than the town, is also the rural part of Ndola, where the UPND are very, very strong. If you look at Lufwanyama, the UPND is very strong on the copper belt in the rural areas, the lumber land. They introduced Lufwanyama East, Lufwanyama West, and under Masaiti, they introduced a new constituency called Kalangabo. So Masaiti has always had Kafulafuta and Masaiti, but they introduced Kalangabo. Mpongwe was one constituency they introduced, Mpongwe East and Mpongwe West. So you could see that the delimitation on the copper belt to the 9 seats, the bulk of them went to the areas where the UPND still has support. The lines are open. Tomorrow we are discussing the encumbrances that ECZ is putting up. The constitutional ones are known. The administrative ones are the ones we are concerned about. For example, ECZ has issued a statement that only the Secretary General and President who are appearing at a Registrar of Society must sign the documents, the adoption certificates. And we know the interference they've had at Registrar of Society. And the rude shock was to UPPZ Chanda. He himself owns a political party. It is his party, he founded it. But they told him that the Secretary General doesn't appear on the list of office bearers. So the lines are open. Want to qualify sentulande po village tika mailo kuli kufaidinga by Brian Mundubile and Honorable Harry Kalaba. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Ambassador Nom Konginge for Fucha question, then Papa Mondo Rincha and the question. Therefore, Motoron, the Ambassador. Am I please deadline now? Push the power nomination. Therefore, after President that nominations, power nominations, and we have before President power nominations. Therefore, Motoron the recognition.
Ninkwata calendar ya my MPs. Let me just look for it quickly. I'll look for it just now and I'll read it to you. Yeah. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Thank you. My name is Uncle J.
Uncle J, let me just put you on speaker. Yes, Uncle J.
Okay, thank you. I want first to start by commenting on a video that I saw, then I'll come to the issue of ECZ quickly. The video of where Banevas Mumba was recommending and I think probably trying to sell HH. I think President Mumba should be one person that should actually keep quiet. We Zambians are intelligent and we've seen it all. You don't need to preach to us or tell us anything. We know and we saw what we saw. What we saw, we know it. So you don't need to teach us. I think it is high time that you remain quiet. It's too much of you. It is too much of you. We can't take it anymore. On the issue of ECZ, we are following this with keen interest. It is very clear that indeed ECZ has planned a way of disqualifying certain individuals, which is not actually right. Democratically, I think the Constitution clearly spells out how someone is supposed to qualify to be, to stand as a president. So these administrative issues that the ECZ is trying to bring out, I think it's not fair, it's not right. You know, Wamwamba, let me say this. ECZ must always look at itself as an organization that is supposed to facilitate for a free and fair election. Because if ECZ mishandles any election, they should understand that it could be a source of conflict, a serious source of conflict. You know, people paid for the independence of Zambia and for the freedom of Zambia. We have held elections, the elections under ECZ, which actually ushered in President Hichilema. If the former ECZs were behaving the way ECZ is behaving today, surely HK would have not been a president by now. But they were impartial. They allowed the voice of the people to speak, and people chose Hakainde Hichilema to be president of Zambia. They allowed that process. Why are they trying to defranchise others? ECZ should be a referee. They shouldn't be seen as a referee that sides with the other player. In this case, a UPND. So my call is actually going back to the opposition. I feel it's so sad, Bamwamba, let me say this. There are some political parties, opposition political parties, that are actually excited at hearing that others are going to be bad. They're excited, which should never be the case. Because the moment these are done away, who seemingly are a threat to them, they will definitely come to you. You will not be spared. So I'm calling upon all the opposition to rise up together and stop what ECZ is doing. Remember, it is united we stand, divided we fall. So opposition, fight this lion before it devours many people. I thank you. Then in conclusion, quickly, I'm still calling upon the opposition to stand up and speak for the release of Kasonde Mwenda. I thank you.
Thank you very much. The line is open. You can make your contributions. You can make your contribution. The lines are open. Let me just see that the main line is on. Bamunkonge, I'll be answering your question. I'm just looking at the memo for filing enough nominations. I have it somewhere here. Yeah, so let's call. Let's hear from you. Let's hear your contribution. So the filing of nominations for president is from 18th May to 22nd May. For ward councillors, Thursday, 21st May to 22nd May 2026. And for mayors, oh, where is that? Just a minute. I want to see where they are listed, where they are listed. Let me just check for you. You can call. Yeah. I'll pick the lines. I can see someone saying, can we call? Yes, you can call. Let us check for you. I will check. That's why we're here. I've got all the data, but it's scattered. Okay, so here it is. So nominations is Wednesday, 20th May 2026. Bamunkonge. For National Assembly election, nomination is Wednesday, 20th May 2026. For mayoral and council chairperson is Thursday, 21st May 2026. Ward councillors, 21st May and Friday, 22nd. So MPs is Wednesday, 20th May 2026. And I hope Bamunkonge has gotten that. Yes, Mao Sampa has just withdrawn the candidature of Dr. Chitalo Chilufya. The PF will not feature a presidential candidate. Matters are still in court, and the matters haven't been resolved. So remember, Mao Sampa is president illegally, and Mr. Morgan Ngona, who is fighting within court, is Secretary General. So the PF do not have mandate to sign. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make your contribution.
Okay, I choose to remain anonymous.
Anonymous, make your contribution.
Yes, I just wanted to find out, since tomorrow Mr. Mpundu will be filing, and then they want out the hundreds, the ones they were doing 100 per province hasn't been done. Are they going to can they disqualify him based on that? Thank you.
So, my dear sister, so what will happen in the case of Brian Munduvile? He still has the FDD slot at 11 hours. That is if FDD has resolved all the issues. But lucky enough for him, he still has a slot at 14 hours under the new party that he has also registered as a special purpose vehicle. If he's filing under FDD, and this is just on top of my head, I haven't spoken to him. If he's filing under FDD, he doesn't need to process the 1,000. If he's filing under the new political party, unfortunately, he has to bring the 1,000, the 900 from the province, from the provinces, and the 100 from Lusaka. But ECZ has facilitated showgrounds as a place to where you can process the 1,000. So it's going to be a logistical nightmare for Brian, but that probably, Honorable Mpundu will sorry, that's what he's likely going to do in the morning, where they will have the 1,900 from the provinces and 100 from Lusaka. And it must be those persons that didn't submit under either FDD or any other political party. So thank you, my dear Anonymous. That is the answer I can give you. The lines are open. Let's hear from you about the electoral process. We are all concerned about the electoral process. And Mangala Zalomis is in charge. She will make or break our country. She's introduced these issues in Parliament.
Besides that, Madam Speaker, we should not rush to court when we have a challenge, even at a family level, business level, government level. Court is the last resort. When dialogue is challenged, court is the last resort. Madam Speaker, I have to emphasize that so we don't get mixed feelings in this House. KCM has paid off a large number. 6. This story I'm hearing that the president has apita. Koma ma MP na makansela bazaluza. Manje president has asebe. They run. Manje president, muni ona nilipe zero ine. Manje president has asebeza bwanje eka. Azasebeza bwanje president eka. Mukanipasa ma independence mu parliament muja nikabauza oti lamulo tiende uko bakana. How is the president going to run a government? The president needs councillors. The president needs council chairpersons. The president needs mayors. The president needs MPs. The president needs ministers.
And I think reasonable people will do everything in their powers to avoid this kind of disappointment. It is therefore important that as we go to the elections, we support a candidate and a political party that have records with the Registrar of Society, clear records with the Registrar of Society, and the political party that is going to have a registered president with the registrar and the registered secretary general to sign the adoption papers. Secondly, they are saying any political party that has not done intra-party elections or who have not gone to the convention will not be allowed to be on the ballot. And this is in accordance with Article 60 of the Constitution of Zambia, which states that any political party to participate in the national elections must have had intra-party elections. Now the question is, how many of the political parties that we have meet these criteria that the Electoral Commission of Zambia is asking before you are put on the ballot? It is for this reason that after analyzing all the political parties, I've had discussions with a lot of political parties, and I have come to the conclusion that Ali Karawa's Citizen First has been a consistent political party which has met all the criteria that the Electoral Commission of Zambia is asking.
Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make your contribution. Hello, caller.
Hello, Bamwamba Mwabombeni.
Ndita Mayo Mwabombeni. Nameless, make your contribution.
Thank you so much. Yes, please. Hello, Bamwamba. All what I want to say is it's tough going. Yeah, it's tough going. And we shouldn't be so surprised. Zambians shouldn't be so surprised because this actually was expected. Yeah, it was just the matter of waiting and to hear from the announcement, yes. And there are so many actually who are at risk right now. I'm talking to you. And I can rest assure you, Bamwamba, there is a list. There is a list. It's already known. There is a list with the names of the people who are going to be denied. Yeah. So it's just a matter of waiting, and that's it. Yeah. All I can say is it would be better just to wait and see who's going to remain. Because even the people who people think that can pass, they might turn them down. And I won't be surprised to hear that because it's likely to happen. So it's a matter of just waiting and see who's going to remain. And that's the person the Zambians are going to run behind that person. This is all we can say. On the other hand, Bamwamba, I think they are just giving the advantage to the Zambian because all those people who they are checking out, they'll start thinking of now running behind the person who's going to succeed. So it's just something, you know, it's like it's a tit for tat. That's all I can say. So we just have to wait. And to be honest with you, it's the matter of waiting. This is it. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. You can call for your view about the happenings in the electoral process. ECZ today has written that they will only accept a document from an SG that has been approved by the that is appearing on the Registrar of Societies. Here is what they've said. The adoption certificate must be signed by the party president and the Secretary General or Deputy Secretary General of the party. The adoption certificate must bear the full details of the president and the Secretary General, clearly stating that the first name and surname and signature of the office bearers as per the record of the Registrar of Societies. So if you've been sponsored by a political party, the adoption certificate must be signed by Secretary and President, and they must appear on the Registrar of Societies book. That's an administrative rule we are condemning that is not supported by the Constitution. However, they've made it as a rule as to make the certificate, the adoption certificate, valid. That is what they are stating. So the lines are open. If you have anything to say, please make your call. Mao Sampa has withdrawn the candidature of Dr. Chitaru Chilufya in the race. He says they haven't had joy at the courts of law at the moment. The matters haven't been resolved. And so that means he cannot sign a certificate of adoption for the president. He cannot, because remember his arch rival is Morgan Ngona, and the two of them are fighting in court. Morgan Ngona is the Secretary General, Mao Sampa is a president, and between them they can't sign a certificate. For that reason, he has withdrawn the candidature of Dr. Chitaru Chilufya, who should have filed in tomorrow. Is listed to file in tomorrow at 15 hours. So the PF will not have a presidential candidate on the ballot as highly anticipated. That is why you have Makebi Zulu, who's leading the PF, has a special purpose vehicle under PF Pamosi Alliance called Resolute Party. And you have Brian Mpundu leading Tonse Alliance, who also has a special purpose vehicle that used to be FDD, and now it's another. Imingalato at work.
No, support from Southern Province. But some people, they have given up. When I go to Southern Province, now if someone from Southern Province can give up, are you telling me that someone from Osaka and Chingola can still love him? When you yourself who started loving him before these other provinces started loving him, you've given up. Some of them have, like me, have stopped loving him. Me and my family and other people, we've stopped loving him. Now you think if we can give up, I'm also Tonga, because when I'm Tonga, no Tonga, many Tonga were full time Mdala. But I have given up on supporting Hagainde because of my own reasons. So you think the reasons that the other people have for giving up on supporting Hagainde are not valid, such that the other people from other provinces, they cannot buy them. Let us learn to analyze politics. This is Zambia. You must realize to say, Mdara, an election can be very disappointing. Ask the people of Kenya. Ask the people of Kenya. The person that won as the president, so let us be very careful as we talk. And let us be exposed. Not to get the Tonabos was one southern province, we get the Moyena Momons, Mokala, now you and because that village supports Hagainde, you think now everyone else is supporting. That is non-exposure. Let us be exposed. Why is it that people fail to deliver? They fail to deliver when the head is not functioning very well. If the head is not functioning, now training, you can't expect the trailers to start moving. These mayors, these MOPs.
Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from. Yeah, much you answer and dine.
Question ngufana mulondora nimbo sakamana because abantu abiri kwaje kushibase ama mutizi bakachama nominations after president ngapita nombe kumoranda kwauli kuri ama president abakapa Thursday abakabana pa Friday uti ama mutizi bari badira ro nombanga takwe bati la president babo basaba disqualifying isho kuri ama mutizi ngakuta cyane ambassador ine ningwatwa ukutakamana sana kishirenga murengo kwani kwatoburanda kuri ba bruru beso aba mupatrioti prime awaba mbiro kumisha ku president kuma mu 2014 pasho batakura ya my elections kweke aya mu 2016 tachiweni pande ba kuri ba bekirangiriro cya kutwara bena Zambia mu direction aba fyashire bakamubiri n'abamona no kumono kwe bacha baba Electoral Commission of Zambia esho bari extra tefe funde bingiri okuba bagire n'ababulo kwe bati iyi party na taindo ze kumanishe ama pefara ayare kwa bayisize bagire n'abeshana mu kintu kwe bati bayisize cyo bari extra firi bigo instead ba seke ba isize bambokeseka ama parties yangi uko ya discriminate wone se bari se chimochine ma opposition party because hapa kwa mvira bakambwiri barubinda bakitaruchurufya kuri ano ma election ze bari ngiro kubika abantu dai yani kuba pera direction orona ari ma election ze ariko mu strata ya PF kanshinga taba bikira ko bandara ma election story muno kweba era experience direction number after my election jarachtika bonse basaranga bamutoka kwa yabayo bamausa mpava chwayo bachimba kambwiri bayo bachitaruchurufya bayo kunomba yanshi ya ama elections bazikire ko bamakebzuru nomba bamoneka kwa chirire eba victim kanshinga bali kenesha jawa ama elections kuibako kila muntu asali amama because muntu wansenga asalo na ama elections aratemwa ubutungurusha asekera mu butungurusha nga bakusara akafulo ukwire wachita participate kafulo kobe nombo butungurusha wa maketi zuru tachiwe myaba karamba bovyo bachita chimono kwe bati barekeresha ba maketi zuru yara ama elections yari ya papa parwalala nabantu bali muno kwe bati kuri ama elections ngabali wonzeshe cyo kukaramba bayikarana kumbali barangisa nyawo bali bajama elections yesu na mpati twashirira baresa kubena Zambia bachita ko participate kupera bena Zambia confident nombana bene bachita na barufyanya ko na bena Zambia because bonse bali leshiyo ko bati abaye ba PF structure oro bachita na participate kuma elections yani bachita ko participate biro muntu mwapita bakano kumutungirira tachire mureka wino kwani pano ko tuberere pa elections na pashuka mumona ndo akwe bati reso international tatuishira kanshi kuma constituency takweta ama mupira nombana mutu wasitani ndoza wobene ba president ama party bati wobene nga twabe kushaba president gushoko balera ndati bakayire nabakwata 60 MPs na oppose yarambya ama party zasha kwete nkondo yafu yagwisha nishi yafiriro kubika kwa ma members of parliament ko nangute teba PF bekarango yambya ama opposition party zare nina uko ba UPND balera ngo kwe bati balireka nishirishi bakiriro kutungirisha yo kumona to kutubike kole no kutubike kole no mama elections ya musango shari muri mu kuvota waleto mu bitumbi na kwata ba MP aba 60 nangwa ba 50 nena na mitimara shikara bazina kuri wale ruisha ko bati amano nations but kuma members of parliament drama mayor position itakuri na bekara tetibaisha kunishira chonse batungirira kona nguma mama baisha kofenishira yonse bachita ko reduce ayama 50 MPs ina ba ambassador na tirala ndabarenje babambya cyano bamunkongeshe mulera nda ama MPs kurishita yakusta no ne first preto asara president that's why you want to push number power is the libura bushko
yalonga abekala kumpanga bafule bayimalelo to organize fiance baima. Thank you Bamunkonge, thank you very much. Let's pick other calls. There are now calls are flooding in. Let me begin to process them quickly. Hello caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and give us your contribution.
Hello.
Hello caller, please tell us. Endita.
Bamambande tumina ku Eastern Province nshayirumbure.
Yamkwai.
Ine bamwambani kwa teri busho. Nalanda mchibemba bakwe bati abantu bonse bomfe bantu ichibemba cyari kumanya cyaro cyonse bushe ayamala muno baleta nishi bayaletera lili ama nomination ya Africa nishi tabayaletera last year nangu before last year so that abantu bonse beshi befire ekitika kuti mwaleta shani amala muno within a week can within a month abantu balachita shani ine mkumona kwanti bakayinde balefu apa ballot bakabepobeka nomba kuti babaposhani beka ichi chena tatu atisuminishe ifwe bene fwe bana mayo fwe bonfire sana ifo chireka lipa tukema fie tukema pa ballot box bakayinde mubepelefye tamwaka bepomweka twachula and that tufuayo kuchula futi another 5 years from now because it will be double if this man continues pampando it will mean once mwabali mu diaspora tamwaka bwere but mwalisha ma families muno mwalisha ma businesses muno ushoyo umuntu ale mitontonganisisha if this man continues ukwikala pampando it will mean more of Zambians bakabutuka mu kyalo muno because ababonsa bakamwene shati balefu okuvotera ma opposition parties their lives are on danger. It means wengi bakabutuka tukashala abana ono mu kyalo kwena mweresa tule miromba mutuberere ko oluse pali uyu muntu otwabikire pampando tatwalero lera ti uyu ofyakesa akita aho tulerira but lesa tatulekirishe. We have got the best fighter in the world and that is our God. Uyu muntu ofwalefo okuchita tachite because Zambia it's a Christian nation. Bamwamba na totera. Desantipale panchito mlekomba.
Thank you very much. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and make your contribution.
Thank you very much, my brother. Muntu Mususu calling you from Lusaka, Zambia.
Muntu Mususu, make your contribution.
It's a sad state of affairs where you start changing rules of elections at the last minute. A political party is a club. And what happens in the club has got nothing to do with anything else. A political party can choose the person who they want to feud. So we are in this messy because we have a scared government that is changing electoral rules at the last minute to block certain people from participating. But President Hakainde Hichilema must be told that there's no one who is happy about this. And for his own information, if he's listening, even the very people around him are not happy about it. Elections are the only place where a country can breathe. And if people can't be allowed to express themselves through elections, what do you expect? The man is completely aloof. He doesn't completely know what he is doing. No wonder there is this tsunami of rejections in his own party. The MPs, the councillors have been rejected by their own people. Now, if their own people can be rejecting the MPs like that, what about the entire country? Why does he want to force himself on the throat of the people of this country? There is sufficient evidence everywhere that President Hakainde Hichilema has been rejected. He has failed. And that he knows. He has completely failed to run the affairs of this country. Everything he was elected to do, he has not done. We told him, concentrate on delivering. People of Zambia simply wanted a proper cost of living. People of Zambia simply wanted a meal with the things that he promised himself with his own mouth. And he has produced zero. And now he wants to force himself on the throat of the people of this country. Now, Charles Chanda, my brother, look, sometimes that man, I was hearing what he was saying. I was just from watching him what he's saying. Now, even us as Zambians, we must be serious. These people we entertain to be leaders in the political parties. How does a person with such behavior come anywhere near the presidency? So I think that Charles Chanda has a lot to learn. Maybe he should consider it a blessing in disguise that he has been dropped out. Because I don't see any presidents in that behavior where you start boasting that I've got 5 billion. You see? So I think that people contesting we are in this mess because we don't take proper precautions on the people who are contesting in this country. And then and what he is saying, I think that let us apply a lot of wisdom in most of these things that we are doing. And let us ensure that we reduce on emotions. Because you see, our greatest undoing is emotions. You know? How does he arrive at Kalaba? So I'm having difficulties in making calculations there. But anyway, people of Zambia should ensure that we are praying as we wait to see what happens tomorrow. But the thing here that is happening clearly is that as we are talking right now, President Hakainde seated is quiet. Everything you see happening is the one instructing all over. You can't have a nation like that.
Thank you,
Allow
Muntu Mususu.
people to choose the leaders they want. President Hakainde Hichilema. President Hakainde Hichilema, let my people go. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and give us your contribution.
I'm quite Mwawombeni.
Ndita Mwawombeni.
I'm quite never foreman.
Bafoman landeni po.
I'm quite now. Never granda padi bakambwiri. Amba bakambwiri. It's like very better EKG. It's like very better EKG through accepting what the ECZ is doing indirect. Why am I saying so? Because it's like he has already accepted the ECZ register, and whatever they are going to do, even for the next people who are coming, accept. When you know the situation, at least even to be diplomatic sometimes it's better. Not to say that the party won't say, oh, the Kalaba. What are you doing? So they are giving the ECZ and our UPN the chance to continue with what they are doing. So I'm very disappointed with Bakambwede. Even if he wanted to endorse Kalaba, first time nomination yapita, then you can say, okay, I'm going with this one. But the way he has done for me, he has given leakage. It's like he has given a go-ahead to the ICZ to say what they are doing is good. Indirectly, he has given a go-ahead to the ICZ, which is not good for someone like Bakambwede. I think he needs to mind when he's talking. He needs to mind his language, and he needs to be diplomatic sometimes. Then finally, the opposition in Zambia, I think it's high time they have to be serious. UPND, this is not the time to face them on the table and discuss. This is the time to face them head on. So now whether Charles Chanda, the one whether he was wrong or he was right, but now because if so they want to start seeing the from the people who are going to start react. So if that's never an avaya, now only my room comfort and Nangwakaya, now only Akaya. At the end of the day, Mukasangach won't say Tabaripo. So I think this is the worst time we have opposition in Zambia. Ever since I was born, it's my first time to witness the worst opposition in Zambia. I don't not what about opposition, that about opposition. Anyway,
thank you very much. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make your contribution.
Ambassador Mwamba, good evening.
Good evening.
It's a very interesting subject today. And therefore, Kulanda Bopafin to Fimo if Lechitika Mzambia. Bamwamba, Pakwamba, it's very simple and straightforward. Ngawabyala mbalala, ukasombole mbalala. Ngawabyala soya beans, ukasombola soya beans. What am I trying to say? The challenge we had in the country, kuma opposition leaders, idoba mwene PF Valley Sampaula, there were some of political leaders and political parties who are very happy. Then about mwene okwebati, PF ya tobeka, baka star harvest, baka vanga bachimbwi. If you are left, they still think that there will be no any candidate from the PF group, and they want to wakavutu killer no kuya kufipani fyabo no kuba abantu babo. Filafine mulanda ba mwambecho mbachila tu ushulila mtembo wa munankwe no wakwe upokwa takwa abama politics aya kuchitiko musangu wakwe bati mlilolela ati chipani chaba nenu nangu club yaba nenu batobeke bona ule, then you benefit from there. Takwa abafila ba mwamba. If you achitika Mzambia, I'm just trying to say these things. I'm very disappointed with certain political parties and certain leaders. Ewa Mazambia ni wache tekelemo kwa tibala esha batungi lilechalo baleta Mazambia ni pamopene ukufintu fiende wino. But these are the same leaders. Ngabaye sula fiakanwa. ifintu nishitafileenda bwino bamwamba tapali nechikosele sana ndefu afenda ndegwe chintu chimo mu Zambia it's not a parliamentary governance, it's a presidential governance system to Akwata. I'll give you an example of what happened to our neighboring countries. Malawi. Malawi, the land is equivalent to Eastern Province, but I've got almost 224 seats. The ruling government only got 73 seats out of 224. I'm not going to go in details. The independent MP got 73, equivalent to the MPs the ruling government got. But who are governing the country is the DPP under Professor Arthur Peter Omtalika. Ama Zambians, if we are Zambian forever, to feel to a panga decision, to feel to a sala. Ngana tusuminisha fale chitaba UPND ni fofowe reforme Zambia ntwa chisuminisha ngana tuchikana whether wa HH balanda tibala wina ama MP 69-70 an opposition. The governance system in Zambia is a presidential governance system. Kumalau today Professor Peter Arthur Omtalika is ruling government with 73 MP out of 224. So I'm a Zambian, but they are going to make a choice. We have to make a choice to feel to asala esho to le fire utungulishi wa mchalo. I had a chance one time, Ambassador Mwamba in South Africa to meet President Malema, Julius Malema. He told me, he says, hey, my brother, we don't know you Zambians. If it was a country who was supposed to be celebrated into this region, to be the way it is, it's the Zambian. It's the Zambian as a country. But even at this time when we are facing this challenge, ama Zambian so it's up to the Zambian people to make choice. But before I go, I'm very disappointed with some of the leaders. We last celebrate because some of the political parties in Zambia opposition unite, but they are celebrating umuntu ngabamukani or ifintu fyalubana. Na wawine ilo wate obuchinga wawine obutinga batero baba PF bambi bala ponenamo. I submit.
Thank you very much. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make your contribution.
Yeah, I'll remain anonymous.
Anonymous, make your contribution.
Yes. First, I'll start with the Miles Sampa. I think on this point, Miles Sampa can look after his uncle's paper. The will has been done. Then two, I remember a long time ago when this issue happened for PF, I said, why can't you move on? This is the result. Then three, I wanted to ask, how can we Zambians, or does it mean that only those who are in politics are the one who can go and contest in court to stop this? Because that law which was filed at last minute saying that this and that can be happening should be stopped, hold until next time election, not now, because that was too soon. People were not consulted. Don't we have that right to go to the court or all Zambians to raise and protest? I know there's cyber, but now there's no government. The government is at hold. What can we do? We Zambians, we can talk and talk, but we can't action. Where is the action? I'm afraid this is not going anywhere. President HH is scared himself because of what he has looked at Zambians, that they are rubbish. Two, Zamlones is scared of his daughter to go to court and be arrested. This is why all this is protected. Where are we Zambians? Where is our rights? Then fourth, Bamwamba, what is AU doing for us, Africans? They can see that unlawful government is doing something bad to us. Why can't they just intervene and say, hang on, this law was given at last minute. You can't interfere the country like that. You need to look after the country. Why? Where is AU? And when war starts, that's when they will come, oh, this and that and that. Why are we paying that fee? Anyway, my heart is very, very palpitating. Sorry. Thank you so much, Mama.
Thank you, Mama. Thank you for speaking out. The lines are open. Let's hear from you. The lines are open. Let's hear from you. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make your contribution.
Hi, my name is Katumbi. I'm calling from California.
Katumbi, make your contribution.
Yeah, my contribution is like this. With all what is happening in Zambia right now, you as one of the senior diplomats, how can these organizations like, for example, one of the callers just mentioned the African Union, what are they doing just standing by watching the Zambian democracy going to waste just like this? Because I'm pretty sure you are well vested with the knowledge of how to engage international organizations to help us. Because what is happening right now in Zambia is like exactly what happened in Tanzania, you know, because we cannot go on like this. Some of these laws are just being introduced at the last minute, you know, and every civil societies in Zambia, they are quiet. No one is talking about it. People are complaining. No one is taking it up with the courts. Why can't we, if it's possible, we postpone maybe for a month or two until every political party sorts out whatever this ECZ wants? I don't know. Because this is too much, Ramamba. This is too much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, caller. Thank you. I'll answer that. Caller is exasperated. What can we do? How can we invoke the international community? Well, both the African Union are in the country right now, and the EU Observer Mission are in the country. SADC already deployed earlier. They are watching. It's part of the report. But let me tell you, the elections are won or lost by the people themselves. The reliance on foreign forces, foreign entities doesn't really help. People need to rely on their own and on their own activities. For the entities that are in Zambia and observing these elections, they are noting these. They just amount to irregularities. There is nothing they can do. They are outsiders. They are mere observers to the process. The issue should be by Zambians themselves. What are you doing when they are disenfranchising your candidates? What are you doing about it? That's the purpose of this program, that you listen, and then what will you do about it? Thank you. Hello, caller. Please. Yeah, hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from, and give us your contribution. Hello, caller. Hello, caller. Please switch off the other device. Please switch off the other device. Switch off the other device or reduce the volume or be out away from it because it's giving us feedback. Yes, sir.
Switch off.
Thank you. Make your contribution, sir.
Yes, Mama.
Yo twabomba shana imwe.
Ukwa.
Landeni poyama.
Mkwa ende po kulanda.
Emkwai.
Nati Emkwai nati abana bakwalisa n'abalanda mu kyalo namunfo
Landeni ama nshumfuire.
Nati abana bakwalisa n'abalanda mu kyalo nombe ejo ashala gofie n'abafukame ulemvo wa mwamba
Akulandeni ama tuleo mfwa.
Ukulanda kuitwa landa so tufire twafukama panshi kulilesa pantu ulesa umwine ewa ichiba fyonzo umuntu umbi kuchapanga efyakwe bakilesa wesu alipanga efyakwe na yena pantu ewa ichiba amatontonkanyo ya muntu uli onse ukulanda
Hello, caller. Oh, I think we've lost our caller, but the line is very bad for him. The line is very bad for him. You can call back. Please call back. Please call back. Please call back. Please call back. Let's hear you. Please call back.
You will have a window to...
No, you have kept us for 2 hours. And I knew exactly what was going on. You cannot ask for a letter without coming back to me. I'm not bankrupt. How can somebody with 5 billion be bankrupt? It doesn't make sense. A letter from the court, I'm not getting this letter. No, I think we finished now. You are not going to succeed. I've got letter from the court here. Do that. You won't succeed.
That he is a Tonga president. Look at his cabinet. Look at the roads. Look at CDF. Is the Mongo Kalaba Road in Wengwa? Is free education only for Tonga children? When drought hit, did he only distribute food to Tonga people? Absolutely not. He declared a national disaster, not a regional disaster. In fact, Zambia needed a man so disciplined that even his enemies cannot agree on which lie to accuse him of. They have called him a satanist, a foreign agent, and now he eats human body parts. How? How can a man who refuses to eat bacon, pork chops, or drink beer?
Yes, caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make your contribution. I'm quite glad you're from Undola. Make your contribution, my brother.
It's a kubalira po therefore kulanda pantu ngubishishe su esho twakwata mu PF apali ba Lubinda more especially bakambwiri abafyashi bezo katwishire sefi abachita na mpoli ndikwali bakofye ibintu ebyakitika kuli bakambwiri bakulu bana muri uyu musango bantu abafyashi bezo balya bafyashi abakumono kwe bati batungirira abalubinda batungirira abantu abali pandanje abali maya mupizi labo apali bamundubire bamakepi abasungire no mubiri wabayashi abo baleeta tibakateeka aba baperene efifulo nomba uyu musango balekitiramu abantu balitemuisha endalama bantu kulanda konse kulya kireranda tina bapoke endalama bati kulelangirira kwatina kalimo bali aba batuminyo kwe bati muye mulande efyaso chuwali nangufye umuntu takwata amano kuti wafayo kuisa ipwisha fye mu politics ukupwafe completely bantu endi abakambwe takuli umwena Zambia oyinga batita trust. First and foremost, he went ku UPND babwera basa supporta balungu twapona again batwalirira po kuchitefi tufimo balungu aba balose shenero bandashi nabo bavuyire babalira po batampo kula chitafimbi fya ibera instead babule charo bachimuno kweba ticharo nacha chiona ikechi chama baiba bakalaba ikataneni n'abanene mumuleko muleya ukukira okulaba kwati balepera leakage ba ECZ ero chindo chandefu okulanda chakwebati fwe mazambianzi nshayishireko twabera tosa because if into village tika turelolesha pano if into village tika turelolesha abecho bale chitirefi nabakwata omwenso bakwete finto fo bachitire mubutungurushi bwabo pari 5 years so therefore bunshira beshonze pamwambanga mwali ufako na voice note yawo yoba kunanisha mulukule kuna Nigeria alela ndapali bamumbiro ko batyo uyunga isa pita ba bakachula and for sure every matontonkanyo yabo ababantu bakwete fyo mwenso te bantu abakweba titi bawina ama elections okulingana na ground jefo ili nomba nachiwame ufine balechita bala shapo bachetekera ko bati abina Zambia bonse bala supporta na totera bamwa.
Thank you very much. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and give us your contributions.
Thank you. Good evening, Ambassador Muhamba.
Good evening.
Thank you very much. Ndikwaka puta kuno mkwaisha kwa teshina.
Mkwaimayo.
French tukakwena na fipesha amano. Abantu kuti ukuishi bakwandi akainde fibaba. Bala abantu. Ela abantu bashala. Bachita overreact. Wekele nfe kuwa abalungu pamusaboke ya kuli mulunga palace. Chonkwele balungu so badly that nomba balungu mwikate mchiteni nefyo. Elo umulimo wabashalika wababipira. Kwa chibaba mnyine fwe nkashesu abachilando kutila. International community organizations ba Organization of Africa balita. My sister konsoko muli. Ababantu kechibese batuiminineko ba Zambia ifwe ba oasis of peace. Lintu Tanzania cha kabile uliana mayo na chitefya chitile akakaba anyantilaba okay, I'm sorry. Organization of African Unity yale tamba na SADC region pesa ambapa na ile tamba tako yabalandireko bashani ba UN bonse bale tamba bashire mukula ndefya kulanda twalamu ikatoyina mayo nishabantu abina Africa poor people the voters na abafuwa. No, we don't know Ponopo Africa, especially the issue yaka mukashana ka nifa. I say those of you who follow those events. Kaya mukashana kai panga se uwimbo kaya kale pela signs ukebati mama Samia symbolizing chimwe chintu kuti ala kuchitefinevi. Basamia tikamwikateni ule tumukake. A young girl, we call her a girl, 26, kaije, but kaliba independent financially, kaliba tuma businesses, kalkula banyine nganda, banyina balali lokulomba, mama Samia, president wa Tanzania, uyipa yomwana wandina papata, because Muslim law na yabe feyaba. So what do I want to say, kuliba mnene fa obaletira, the international organization na weka bale tamba, aba international organization tabati moko wa muftia ifi, bapembe lomlopo wasuma. I hope you've been following these things. Papembelo mulopa wasuma. So apa ni kaluringo mapa yakwe. Kaluringo mapa yakwe. It's a calling for ifo na Zambi. Fachilanda bandu meso au bambi. Ukulanda ti. Abena Zambi na tuika ture tamba. Ukuchinja president muli mwesu. Emlandu wine baletila. Ba munkonge. Ku East London. Baletila. Tumeni abantu kumishi. Kabiye niko kube kwa bakwete kwa mafoni. Bale eba kwa abantu ati. Ifichabefi. Twala pembelela tumone uyunga bala musala. Uyunga bala muimeka. Uyu awe. Bantu ukutontonga na kwantu kwa bati. It can never be that late for kufunyabo wakainde pachipunechi. Why? Ngo mwensu bakwete obukulu. Nabula bisikutu walela ndapo. Konse na bakula ama offense. Uwati hapiti lwa kumwikateni. That man tabakwete na pilo ya kushintisha kuba akainde. Na ichepa. Na ifota. He can't find himself way to balance himself. Pantu tapali fe wa bomba. Tabakwete fya kusonta po. Probably mwana na Zambia bakasumakalelo. Tamwa ishimoko ba guys court bafumishe vyenzo so ya kutira. Sontapo wa bomba. Sontapo wa bomba. Nyawe ni ba colonial master the way they lived. Rather the way bali tutungulura. Kwe bati kumushuku mwikala pona apa kulima n'okupyanga mu mushi n'okukula efimbusu n'okukula amatala n'okukula amayanda ulima pesa ate tulese okuponya ensala mu kyalo pani kita supervise obulimu bw'ama local people. No, but on top of bomba today, ask a kind of bomba to find a backing of Musala. Tapali, Nifafin Ashtaba MP or Parliament, but Perenama million chakuti, but voted Bill 7 through. Baba Quatemitima, Ya Visusu, no Lupia, Vasimina. Knowing very well Tabai 7 minine. Nangubai minina, Tabai mine pet ticket to their PF. Achieve your strength ya PF. That's why start a PF from Sangoze. Ijara to afwa kuiweshe mitima. Amashuwe ya lingeto mwanfo kuli bashikulu bakambwiri kuti mwawesha vene mitima. Bakambwirira balungu babatamfishe mu PF. Balisala kata. I'll spill the beans. Thank God for what you feel like uyu muntu ala yusho kuti ali lapa ukutele inchitonga wambo kuibombele ya uteko. Tawfiri okusokolo le fintu fukrande fintu fese nkabasha chalo. It made Bakambwiri have his mouth closed again. So what are we trying to say here? If you think to Alonda, let's really go in Papa. Not people to many Archbishop Milo. 1, 2. Campaign abantu abali kumishipa kuti bomfama changes yonse aya mwebantu bakwalesa. Mwebantu alatumako. Ngifiba ba munkonge balelondolola. As for waiting for the international organization, that won't happen. They've never done it in Uganda. You know how Museveni has been bullying opposition parties and presidents like Kabobi Wine. Mwalimu anapokonsa yangu ku Kenya takwa boko bemi nao kana abantu bafa. But ku Zambia kwali bomutendo wakwalesa even when Balungu lost batila feka kainde vula uteko ule tungulula. So pano hapo chile tuita inoishita nifofwewe no kuichita organize kushipange fbalondo lokutila ifu amakaya abamuli bu president so natusali president umbi ule mbyusha abepo lwakwe what we mean lwakwe uyo ulela ngati nikwataka le 69 MPs uyo umbi tabamwishibe president who arises from the opposition. The man called President Hakainde has confused the opposition to a point where tabayishi very monabe and bale ilaba. But I would like to say, in the fullness of time, God makes all things good. And then the other thing is that it's never too late. Pantunaba never Israel, Pajo, Papa, Paretsi. It was like the Palifia Lachtika. Ukupiri Moses Ukumusha Utasana. Look how far you've brought us. Just to Fukuno. Mona no mango, to the to Africa, Kumen land Ukava, Imanda, Kulaku Egypt. And Tule, Yana, we know Kuya, Mona no Pokroto Alafan. But it's a balango last minute. Even in personal lives, testimonies where hope naipwa. But katidira sana. Can't go through 2026 general elections. Kutina milomba kwa imobose mwebantu bakwalisa ikatilizeni ko kulire so kwe bati mwileka ko last minute benfe ba Mother Sarah pali buna mayo alipitire po no mwile she lost time, she lost hope that itakwati omwana, but it happened chapa phase ya life yachinjishwa. Even now bosi balabene mwangala Salome sibale munachiko kwe bati ni fotu liko ni fwe botu ala yako tabaye ko mukuteka mu 2026 balia bakala ikatwafi. Let's look at ourselves ukuya muku pembelelo kusalo akusala. Not losing a hope. No kana alase kabalaba lefyanya. They are still in the opposition. By Charles Chanda, things happening like that. Tomorrow kutumaya bamumungila babuka no mutima wakuya tungirira ko ichipani chimbi.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make your contribution.
Hello.
Tell us your name and make your contribution. Yes.
Vaisi zetu vakatuletera maproblems ayengi muchalo. Takwatala. Since when kuya mkula chitapida kula kuine kuisizeti. Welelele muntu alepula na mapepala muntu mwine na adikwa tempia so. Nishi muntu wa mpanga kuwa mga kanyo kuiminina. Mga kanyo kuiminina showa chando kumukanya fie. Yoba, firaisa moshani mwe bantu lekeni abe na Zambian freedom. 2021 abantu baali minine baali 20 shani katushika 27 nga kyanira kira kyali kitalisana ekipepala kiri UPNDF balekitaba nabo ng'efe ECA wakitire nga tabateeka aba baayitala 23 years muli mu opposition kwena bayufi ba mulomo umwe bayufi umwe ba problem mumone nomba bakawunda baali bandire 100% neshire mwanabo bwino muri uyo muntu bamulaba neshina baisatira ninati nomba imu bayufi mwapata fie mwapata takwa bopata omuntu ichikwa nkaba chimwena kumampalanya chadi mwonekele fyale ekitaba abantu mitekele it's bitterness from the way you go ukuba fye bitter na kukusala abaneno ni bitterness nefifulo ni bitterness nekitengeisiyo ni bitterness tamulefu okukimona awe mukakimona kwena ukapita fye nangu fe abana sana na mugucyani tukamubika pufi ifweto turefu aya mupende okuikatana zeo Zambia pantu Zambia pana tuba divided abana bababeka balafira bale bomba ko bemona tilwani touchable tebani touchable baja bafira ba control bwino election. This is not Tanzania. If man of Tanzania mufire kyabene beka tuletere muno Zambia yaluka Christian nation yafumapo iri nena balelanda abantu babo balelanda ati apa twakula konka Saturdaism nation ushaba tuntulu kwena bale bana pama social media balelanda fili abantu babo awini kwena umuntu muno kwatika katuishi lesa fe wala tuluila mwikwato kutulungana ba opposition na mwe bantu mwikwato mwenso ikale nifyo mwikale tudini mwikale fe filafineso aitwele mukumuikata efyo na imwe mwikale filafine fe aitwele mukuyikata elo no baba mwikete basalanga na mami basange chirindi chilicheka mwifumala kuchimuso cha kwalesa bonse lesa mule mtangisha pontashi pafile misanga mule batamba fyonse fe balechita yonse amangozi n'abaluisha okuluisha okutampa okuluisha takwaba election bashala ku muntu weka bonse abano baba takwaba ero takwakabe since when election yokushala weka takwaba kuleka fete baleke ngominine nombanishi mweso wa msango chani bakwetaba umweso mukwete mule butuka nechinshinga chenu imwe ngina batapula utuma MP na babene beta baitini nafe ala kutambe nilesa mukulu bamwamba bala bonsa bale mama bambanke mini na centro nkachita shani lusaka centro pula ukuyifuni na kofi lesa nilesa elo lesa la chitefi kulu bamwamba uwa shachi trapolese vintu ifikulusha kwa tiashala na kankamane uingalandecho lesa eto esa mukuchita fyo kwa chapita fyati pa elo washala na wakapuka mukukapuka wala tamba twinsi ya kitika apela na pape.
Thank you. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Thank you, Ambassador Mwamba. Good evening.
Good evening.
Nine Mumbipiri kuno kuchongwe.
Kwayo honorable Mumbipiri.
Kwali abalenka lipira. When you call, you should call him by title because Ngabadi Padepa podcast and she's on duty. So you should call him by the rightful title, not if you eat a quaturi kuchinsari bashimwamba.
Kwayawe yo. Chidifye filafine. Kawe fichidifye bafile baishiba. Atiawe umwana nabanyina abalelande fyo. Make your contribution, my dear sister.
I adopt Bariaba Chilalanda before the lady from Mundola. Anybody ever sister Bakwakaputate?
Mkwai.
That woman builds me. She's a true woman of God. And I won't even say much because she has said everything. Mine is a question to you because Nimba puzzled the ambassador. By our Zambian constitution, I thought Limbitsmiu is wrong. I thought it's enshrined in our constitution
that the campaign period is 90 days. Can anybody subtract how many days when the Constitution says in 90 days? If they have substituted, isn't that abrogating the Constitution? And what are the penalties?
That official campaign period will start on Saturday, 23rd May 2026. Remember, they are supposed to have the official period, 90 days, is as soon as Parliament is dissolved, that's 90 days. So Parliament...
Isn't that abrogating the Constitution?
And what are the penalties? Calendar ila shupako, because when Parliament dissolves, the 90 days kicks in immediately. But administratively, by ECZ, wafile adoption, because some people are still in Parliament, won't be there, you know. If they do it any area, it might be difficult. But the campaign period, the law says 90 days, yes.
No, but my question is still is, can you compromise with what the Constitution say? Isn't that abrogating the Constitution which you have sworn to uphold?
It is,
And what are the penalties if you abrogate the Constitution? To educate, Ambassador. Because me, I'm feeling sorry for my fellow women, what will before them, because change of government is inevitable. Nobody should doubt that. Thank you, Ambassador.
Thank you, my dear sister. Thank you very much.
Thank you, bye-bye.
Hello, caller, please tell us your name or where you are calling us from.
This is Precious Inonga Wieta from Livingston. I want to contribute on Charles Chanda and also on these other candidates. You know, what happened to Charles Chanda today, it's a very, very bad thing and it's unacceptable. This is why every time we are still repeating, this is why we call upon all of them to work together so that they can move back in power. Why he's doing whatever he's doing is because he knows that he committed crimes. So he's trying hard to keep himself in power. If you listen to what Charles Chanda was saying there, he said that he was called at the State House that he should go there. So meaning they wanted they thought like maybe they can bribe him so that he can stop contesting, which is not right. Everyone has got the right to contest. In terms of Balungu, we witnessed people who had 0 people who voted for them. People like Mpundu. They contested. How come no one refused them to contest? So why should President Hakainde Hichilema come with the idea of saying anyone who wants to contest should come with 1,000 supporters? Where on earth? Zambia does not belong to President Hakainde Hichilema. Me this time now, I just put blame now on all of you opposition leaders because you are tolerating Hakainde Hichilema very much. You was not supposed to tolerate him. Let him know that Zambia is a democratic nation. In that Bill 10, he mentioned it. He said Bill 10 is going to harm the democracy. And this is what he has done. He went ahead to sign for Bill 7 so that he can harm the democracy. So he needs to face the law. All of us, let us just fight this battle and save the people of Zambia. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, we'll begin to take the last calls. Call if you have something to say. We'll begin to take the last calls. We will take your last calls. We'll take your last calls. Thank you. We've had a fruitful discussion. These programs will be there every day as matters develop tomorrow. There's a big one. We have... Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
James Kuzambia wa Mwamba Maombe.
Thank you, Kombe. Make your contribution. I've got another caller waiting, but make another contribution.
Yeah, my contribution is that don't say Pamozi, just make this one is a movement which cannot be stopped. Don't say Pamozi. So, but the first Papangama, my MPs about 220 for all the constituencies. Yamake nobody. Then nama council chairpersons, nama councillors. So what could campaign and then distribute them among us. Also, my parties don't say, but also my parties distribute among them and be identified. Could campaign this movement, they will be moving on say to campaign for these MPs, councillors, and then also no cabinet president. This movement cannot be stopped. That's my contribution.
Okay, thank you, thank you. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Yes, Ambassador, this is Perry. How are you?
Very well, thank you, my brother. Make your contribution.
Yes, I just wanted to have a comment on what really transpired this afternoon, Kalaba Chanda. So it is sad seeing where our country is heading, and if we're not careful, I'm telling you, I'm seeing this country being set ablaze. Because there is no way you can bust somebody who even have evidence. Evidence was there for crying out loud. The man had the evidence. The certificate was there, signed. But I don't know where ECZ is getting this whole power from, of trying to bar others from contesting. And it is just sad. It is very sad. But I urge and encourage each and every well-meaning for Zambian to say, this is the only time we can stand together and fight for our country. Otherwise, beyond this point, going forward, if we don't stand together, I don't see where Zambia, I actually don't see Zambia being in a peaceful state.
Thank you, thank you.
Otherwise, that is just my take. Thank you so much. And continue giving us more updates and just giving us this platform where we can air out our views, because
Thank you, thank you. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and make your contribution.
Hello, good evening, Ambassador.
Good evening.
Okay, Apamlengufa.
Mkwai, you are on now.
Okay, thank you very much. In a contribution yandwa mwamba, nga last program na tuminepo, tualelanda padi the system that akainde HM and ECZ have put in place, ukweba tibaka winefia yama elections. So today, I'm very surprised to see that UPPZ president has been declared ineligible to contest in the elections that are coming in. Now my question is, this UPPZ party has been participating in all by-elections which the UPND government were creating. And this law that they brought in, it came a long time ago because they wanted to target PF and block it from participating kuma by-elections to say the SG recognized by Registrar of Society and the president should be the ones to sign. So if UPPZ has been participating in all by-elections and the SG was signing these certificates and the president are the ones that are still on the paper, how come today they have not accepted them, but they are not recognized? Yet these same people are signing a certificates, yama candidates, babwa register appear, pama ballot paper yale bakuma by elections. Now last time, a UPPZ candidate, I think, came out number 2 kumukush. So who approved those certificates that came from the party for them to allow candidates to appear on ballot papers that were done by ECZ? Bushe kwena na ngufo bateke chalo, fo mungatsende fine chalo shua. Kula kasabanya fyama rules ya chalo, just because bamongara za romesi. Nefwenga tu abakonka bamwamba. Bamwangala Zaromes does not qualify to be there on grounds that she's UPND. In as much as she may deny that she's not UPND, we all know that in UPND. And according to the law, somebody who's affiliated to a political party does not qualify to be the chairperson of ECZ, but she will refuse because she wants to be there for a reason. And two, she's also compromised because umwana wabwari kwa Temilando. She's scared that if Ichirema loses, the daughter will be in prison. But because she wants to sacrifice the lives of 22 million Zambians just to save the life of one person, an individual who is a criminal. So, for Zambia, I think we have been tested several times. And what has happened today, Kuribachanda, it's not going to end Paribachanda. It is coming to the next candidate. And if we continue keeping quiet, like we have always been, PF Baonaola, we are quiet, Baedababa Parina, we are quiet, today Chandawio, Bamuchitaba, we are quiet. Again, to go to the next candidate, and we are just quiet. I think we need to do something. Because this man, this group, this scout of theirs is determined to do whatever they want to do, just to get away with anything that they want to get away with. So I would like to call upon the Zambian people to say, guys, ichalo bapero mkumo. Ichalo ifialo badi de kokupanga like Basatabalilanda. I think we need to get united. Let's see what is going to happen to Mundubira and Makebi. If the same thing that has happened to Chanda happens to Mundubire or Makebi, I think we need to do something. Then we are not going to have a president in Zambia. I submit, Vamwamba.
Thank you very much. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and give us your contribution.
Thank you, Vamwamba. This is from Livingston.
Bamwewa, make your contributions.
Therefore, kutaka first time Zambians, abadi mwabali kunse ya charo na fwebali mukati. Inkondo turerwe, inkondo imwe yako kutira ati na indabusha sana. Abantu tabaliranga ila abantu tabaliranga agency. Bale makwati fintu filisana nani kani filisana easy. And if we continue like this, Bamwamba, it will be difficult to it will be difficult to win my elections if the mindset of Zambians remain as it is now. Because one, even at a critical time, Zambians, but you never got to win. Mama, never got to win. So, I'm receiving feedback in.
We can hear, my brother. We can hear you.
I shall receive a feedback.
We can hear you properly.
Okay, so na chando ko that mentality to kwete. Ndeto ana ina kuma election. Takwa voto anachita. One the ayupendi na bala ndoko very comfortable about 60 seats to go unopposed. No. But you discover that Zambians could have eligible, never qualified to contest. They are not taking interest to participate in these elections. So you find that already I'm career advantage. That was a background there pama councillors. You find that your opposition abengita padi. Because abantu abengira bakwato munsi wa kweminina. Mama. So, in mentality daire bueno. My last day my lawyer ya kutana nikani. Ya kushita prepare my documents. Pa Wednesday. Nishamba nominations ya ba MP na ba mayor na ba councillor nishamba kwa but you find that ama opposition political parties our opposition members, even members of the public, Zambians, they are not even taking interest. You see? So, how do we weaken? How do we get power from UPND? Mass soldiers. bambira punch parapeni pama kansela pama mayors pari MP so aba bonse bale mu groundwork nombanga tamukwete kansela tamukwete MP. How do you campaign to the people on the ground in that constituency? How do you campaign? Because you don't have a councillor. They will be telling you that with the opposition, it is even now in practice because we have failed to field the candidate. So if they will tell people that there's no opposition. They have even failed to find candidates and they are claiming that they are serious of getting power. So it is up to us Zambians. Qualification yaku candidate. If you also got a grade 12 certificate and the parable councillor, I think the minimum age is 19 years and above. Mshamba Zambians takula kwa itama certificate umutu alaya umuwa wipendi bara fokusenda no post. Takula kwa takuli ntungurushi ko. Takuli ntungurushi mwana agency ya hapo shule ndele charo takuli. Hapo balele kiraba wipendi bali ya no post. Awe ite spirit ya kusendera mwencharo ite spirit ya revolution to prefer each and every seat na no mumwine baka kaurati delimitation baba maka namba mimi nileweka what message are we sending to UPND that they have beaten us all? We are failing to field candidates when there are a lot of Zambians who are qualified to contest as members of parliament and as councillors. So, in referring to the advisor Mazambian, mentality iwe me. If we are serious about fighting the war, campaign manager over president, power level, ni councillor na chairman. No manga tapari councillor na chairman. Who is going to campaign for the president, power level? Who is going to take the message to the branches and the sections? Then what that's quite a candidate. That's quite a motivation. So, for Mazambians, even as much as imiti mashari furwa ifireshita baka inde response to perata iweme there's no way that with the way this government has mismanaged the affairs of this country can have constituencies where they are going unopposed. No, Mama Zambians can't work serious la papata.
Thank you.
And then by UPND if you are registered if you are opposition, if you take kuri bachanda rero. By UPND be muna kwatina bachenjera. Okay? Ama Zambians if you baba twala ichita reorganizing twacha nominations. So if you are to uma mutashani tafia miafwe. Itushere na in about 87 days twala kwatia campaign. Ama Zambians twala bebe pishinka. So by UPND be muna kwati bala rufanya opposite twala ikatana. Then the other thing that I wanted to close with is communication and distribution of information. Na nanga that's quite tactic. So what I was thinking is that former listeners EMV wherever we are, we talk to the radio stations nearby so that this program yabamwamba try repeat the airtime. If the radios they can give you a fee. But radio station for 2 hours. They will charge you a minimum fee. So that the information is sinking fast. I submit Mamamba.
Thank you very much. Our caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
South Africa from Canada.
Yes, my dear brother from Canada, make your contribution.
Is it too late to be looking as an independent tomorrow?
No, it's not too late. I don't know what strategic decisions they have to make. He can stand under the political party or he can stand under independent because he's supposed to process the 1,000. I don't know what strategic decisions they've made.
Yeah, because my reputation was Batakwati bamundubire babakanya abantu bakwete bamundubire teka pukutu awe bantu kyalo kya Zambia kyonse. So if you buy bakanya banani ba Charles Chanda, and yet Charles Chanda is a billionaire. 3 weeks ago we paid 100,000 cash. We don't remember over to the Pamulomoze over and go to school. We paid 100,000 cash. How can he be declared redundant bankrupt? I don't think so. Don't say Shimingala, don't be Shimingala, Shamsango, Stasha Bombe. I'm a Zambian, if you very far, you could think you would take. Whether they like it or not, the fair shoe, Pakasaranguni, now when the Kalaba let Balem Tundila when Kalaba. If you have some good if you have from Kandaba last Kolava, fishing, come as Zambians, we have become too quiet, a problem. You 7 years, Peter, but the we are just quiet. The Chilo Chava Lungu up to now, we are the Chilo Chava Lungu Chicha. Chalegabino Kushika before my election. Pantom my election, Yaunumaka, Muka violence. Tofidolang, Muka violence. The Chilo Paka Jepochi, Mipambashka Fulam Chalo, Mipambashka Fula. Every 10 days is very big to clear this problem here. You know, very important person. Please, Mama Zambians, why are we so quiet? Even if you take it important, we are just quiet straight and buffy. It is very important. But I think I blind Mundu, like a patababi, Kiretakawe. Now, if you made from the inside, does not if you blind Mundu. So, a speech back about Lenga Bakan. So the best he could have done is a prepare my lawyer, back as independent. By all means, my
thank you. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make your contribution. Hello, caller.
Hello.
We can hear you. Make your contributions.
I'm calling from Zambia, anonymous as usual.
Anonymous, make your contributions.
Yes, Ambassador. Yes, Ambassador. I'm calling from Zambia, anonymous as usual. Ambassador, abo abantu abalelanda Zambians natukwata omwenso awe nishe bakweta omwenso ukukitako kimotekuleta efyongo Zambians amagavumenti yonse twafumyapo tubonfya voters card tubonfya mwa mu Bible Moses na Pharaoh ali king Moses ali fyo lesana ishwe lista if let's not fear umuntu let's look up to heaven so if abalela ngataba kwato mwenso ero nokubatama opposition tabulindika abantu ushobera tabayishimo kubatama elections ya Mozambique kubonfya mpia temuntu fyo liwonso wala iminina ama youths balafo kwiminira abachita contest bengi nomba advantage kwata ruling party lifefa kwati ruling party la kwata ma sponsors ba elections abengi abantu bafuna baba educated babita bayiminira kwa ma elections wena umuntu alefo kwimina kansela afira fwa MP ashakwa personal pamuti eminine so abo balelanda timwenso iminine ebafire bayimina nomba bale bati bena amazambians abakwata mwenso bafire bachita show by example if Zambians that were from the government, infuti to akwata ifosho tubonza ni ballot ni voters card. So tien twikatane ifunga ba opposition okwati. Also ala iminina tukamo vote. Eto tufile tuachita. So tekoba tuimene mfuku tuampe fio mwelo tuwala sova awe. Tien tu say encourage aba political parties vemi ni kama councillors aba kwete interest nempia vemi ni abenga campaign. Mulo Muzambia takuwa free afira ba sponsor bafire bayishiba afira kwa tempia MP afira kwa tempia kansela icho tachaba easy ama elections ya mofed wao the countries because already the poverty we are in poverty so as long as employment muntu takwete ama businesses dale chitawino ala sponsor shani pakuti eminine fwe Zambia sentwishibecho so tekwati abantu tabale foku iminira abantu bale foku iminira after all muntu ngaba MP kwali basalari kansela kwali ba allowance meya kwali bendalama nomba pala pene se patu muntu aitwa if we had to spend more money in pocket yakomwine ama political parties tabasponsor tabakwatenda abantu balipirira abantu bali abaleyimina twema Zambians tufere twaishu ekyo nomba ifwe balefu okukinja omuteeko tukakinja shani ni pa 13th August okuvotolola dictator okubonfya baloti nga twavota abengi ekyo musango tukemina mu abengi tukeme bonse mukya kukuvota ibyokola mule twatyo balina omwenso ngeri lyonse tabakwita omwenso wakufumyapo unit amazambians tabakwita omwenso wakufumyapo mmd amazambians tabakwita omwenso wakufumyapo pf nombalero amazambians omwenso balafumyapo iso wakufumyapo upnd ufyubo abakwita omwenso nimobene ifo omwenso tatukwete we are geared that natkwatama ballots we shall use them wisely. Thank you, Ambassador.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I think that will be our last caller. Thank you very much and for that encouragement.
Engagement is the best approach. We are going to have elections. And some of you leaders are waiting. You are waiting for the day the ECZ will tell you that no, you don't qualify. Then you now call your supporters that no, if this one is not president, there are not going to be elections. Learn to be responsible. If you know you are going for the elections, you know which offices to visit before nominations. You need to go to ECZ, you need to go to Registrar of Society, clear up your files. Make sure that your files are intact, your files are in order. Not past, you start blaming. Some of you even blame the president, that no, it is because the president didn't want me to stand. What has got the president to do with the 100 pin? You have paid, you want to stand. So make sure that your files are okay. UPPZ, our files are fine. We are from Registrar of Society, everything is all right. So mweba ashala bambi, not if you are going to palasti, mukale la sama baba president atawe, eba lengrati ni imini na mulandu wenu. He send to Registrar of Society, sort out your files, go to ECZ, sort out your files, and let everything be there. Otherwise, we are in democracy. Some of the things that have been allowed under UPND, PF never allowed them. That's the truth. Yes, we are not blaming what, but what I'm telling you is that the environment is different. So whether there is Mingala or no Mingala, August, play Minina.
Is enough, is enough. Wakamba Gembi. He's spoken a lot. Valakamaka.
Well, they are going to go and have a look.
Of course we'll have a look. This is why they've kept us 2 hours here.
We are not going.
Look here. Can you see? Can you see? This is the letter. This is the adoption letter from UPPZ. Majali from Supra. Charles Chanda. What is the reason? Here it is. Here is the evidence. Here is the evidence. And now, I'm going to spill the beans. Why ECZ has rejected me? Because this is absolute nonsense. I have been approached by UPND not to stand for the elections, and because I have gone ahead, this is why they've done this. So don't worry. This battle is not yet over.
The child chino kutu happen. I'm telling you what to happen.
What you see here, these are court documents. Court documents. And I'm expecting the Republican president, through the ECZ, to respect the rule of law.
Yes. Yes.
I've been to court. I have fought the bankruptcy, which was started by PF. PF wanted me to be bankrupt so that I...
Yes, caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Ambassador Musonda Wanga from Kasama.
Musonda, make your contribution.
The ambassador, ndefo kuipushako, then nsekona contribute banono. Busheba ambassador, ngachakutela timairo bamundulire. Bayafika kulia, then basenda running mate oyo basenda
nga mwachimyako your background komule umfuila because you continue to confuse yourself.
Leken tushimye ya twashimye mkwai
Ela mkwai ndem yumfwa
mkwai choba ambassador ndefo kwipusha ushanga chakutula timairo ba mundu bile bayafika kulya ku ECZ ku mulungushi elio basenda ba running mate bawo ero nomba kulya baya bakanyina bati awe imukwena tamwa iminine bushe baraba running mate babo nabo nga baya pali babushiku bombi kuti baya basuminisha kuli ndi party.
First, what we need to emphasize, is that he's not supposed to be stopped. Ila political party wakwete na ngutabalipo wa mundu bile. If he's being sponsored, awa fuiroku wachita sponsor pali ila political party wa president wa yo ine political party na wa secretary general who appear ku registrar of societies wafuide wa sign na kalate yo, and there shouldn't be a problem. But we know that ECZ might ask that this is a new political party. Did it have a general conference? Again, those issues arise. Should the new political party have a general conference? Should Resolute Party have a general conference? Because it's a new political party. What do the regulations say? So, echilature konkomaisha hapo. By ECZ tabalebom fia amafunde ayaba mu constitution. Mulupapulo awe teo balebomfya ama regulations akwe bati we need to go to court and challenge them. So both Makebi and Brand Mundu, they should not have problems by those parties, because the signatories who appear on those political parties must sign President and Secretary General or Deputy Secretary General and give them the adoption certificate, and it must be accepted. But we know whatever Tayama political parties here new, did they have a general conference? They might come up with anything, because each of them is determined to stop certain candidates. Elia Shturela Ndapo, since last week, Mkwai.
Mwisakamana ba ambassador ndeni yebe chinga nga chakutila tukwena fyali chitike ngefyo kwena na malawu formula kuti ya chitika bantu olofyo yababika pochula na mimi nipi tolevota pokwena twabika popali chula tukavote efifine nga tukachitashana bantu nifwechile kalipa nokula hala tatulela ala yo twatumwelesa twafweni edo nombo kwisa kuliba kangwiri ba ambassador ushemule ngumfu
Mkwai
kuliba kangwiri isaka mikoferi yakweba bashukuru bantu bene shishi befe fwe babembefyo twabelefi bashukuru bantu tabasambirirayo mumone na musta yaba yashibalungu eba imine no munabu GPM abatifwe tulepwisha PF chachirashari bayana ku UPND kulya nomba chaya yafya babwela lila babwela nicho fe kwena abayashi kwena balungu may his soul rest in peace baba pokelela kusemulo mwa musango shani fwe babemba twakwata mwe bantu bakwalesa uwakuti twayashitisha ichipani nomba lila fya penero mwaiso rubiro nomba yo chasana shani natu ya monefyo bekera banensukulya ukumwala bati nimwe mwaire twalo muromo kulya ne apa pene futi baleta ili ashija kutira tiyo nomba Kalaba chasana shani abantu bamube tatura toroka nokutoroka yo tutale tutekanye ngacha kutira ati wonse bapita babiri abati bala iminina taba conference no bashukuru bantu barakwena ebe batira insoni ebuntu eba komaira posana pansoni
lekeni mbapokelo ko ba kambwiri, and I hope that he can come on this program. My elections are my elections are thank you very much. My elections are people have a right to choose who they will endorse, who they will support. I know you might have difficulties with the decision that has been made by Bakambwili, but he has chosen, of course people are asking, but he's still PF, he's still a member of the Central Committee of the PF, and then he has gone to a candidate outside the PF to support that candidate. But Bakambwili will come and explain. He has briefly explained why he has taken that decision. I will urge you to respect the decision that Bakambwili has made. He has a right to make any decision. There today, Mao Sampa said they would have no presidential candidate and they are withdrawing Bachitaluchilufya, who they were intending to support. There will be decisions by leaders and personalities of how they will participate in this election. Na pano pa EM vitu walilanda. Atididi ashinga liapwa tukesasala po mo tukasupport. Tefyo chaba bane. So we have to respect his decision, and but I want him on the program to say, but in Mova PF, you're a member of the Central Committee. So what happens to your membership? Mwadikwata candidate Makebi Zulu Chirishani. Natamwalo lele, those are questions he may now need to answer, but to condemn him for his action, you need to respect his decision in this election. People are going to make decisions. Others will go to UPND, others will go to PF, others will go to wherever. They have a right to make those decisions. So Mwantu Akwalesa, thank you for calling and thank you for this program. The program is for you to air your views. Tomorrow we have a big one. Harry Kalaba and Brian Mpundu will be among those that are filing nominations. What will be the verdict of this is it, and we'll come and discuss it at the end of the day. So tomorrow, ECZ wrote a letter today, a notice that the adoption certificate must be signed by the party president and the secretary general or deputy secretary general of the party. That adoption certificate must bear the full details of the president and the secretary general, clearly stating first the name and surname and then signature of the office bearers as per the record of the registrar of societies. So these president and secretary general, deputy secretary general must appear on the books of registrar of societies. What happens to Brian Mpundu tomorrow? Well, there's a political party that is sponsoring him. We understand that for that to sign his adoption certificates, appear at a registrar of societies. The issue will be that this is a new political party. What do the regulations say? Are they also required to go to general conference before they can sponsor a political candidate? Because this is a new political party. This is similar also to Resolute Party. And I think Democratic Union, there are a few political parties that are participating, sponsoring presidential candidates, but they are new political parties. And we've been saying ECZ is determined to use not the Constitution. The Constitution clears all these people, but they are using these administrative issues to bar certain candidates. That's a matter you and I should worry about, the use of administrative regulations to even override the Constitution and bar certain candidates. On Charles Chanda, there were two issues at the party that ECZ has used. The Constitution one, the one that says he's got undischarged bankruptcy. He challenged that his bankruptcy was discharged, but that when there is a discharge of that bankruptcy, it should be registered with the authority that the ECZ were citing. So maybe he's gotten a clearance letter from the court, but he should now go and deposit that discharge that is no longer bankrupt by the authority that ECZ cited. The other matter that the signature was not signed by Secretary General or Deputy Secretary General recognized by the Registrar of Society, that is purely administrative. And someone asked the question, but Chanda, you've been accepting his adoption certificates in all by-elections, even when you set up this rule. And another matter of concern is that ECZ is saying they are following the amendment of Act number 12 of 2026, which we know the president has not signed into law, but it's a law they are citing as authority. We may not even be surprised after alerting them that President Hakainde Hichilema hasn't signed into this law. Probably President Bachitola na kuliwa President Hichilema na mnomwine mchungulo wa President na bachita senti yo law, so that ECZ look like they are acting within the law. But the point is, President Hakainde Hichilema designed this election that he will bar the PF. The PF will not be on the ballot. Na ba FDD bakapilamo because Brian Mundubile aile kutonse alliance basala FDD. Brian Mundubile, Makebi Zulu are being deemed as PF, and this president has determined that PF will not be on the ballot. And this has been the essence in which we've been discussing with you, alerting you that democracy is under attack. It's not the PF that is under attack, it's democracy that is under attack. And many callers are expressing anger, are expressing, what would be the word? Desperation. That as Zambians, we don't seem to react, even when we are given information. Even when we are given full package of information. We've been on this matter for the last 2 months. What have you done with this information when your democracy is being stolen? We want to Akwalesa until we have a discussion tomorrow. Let's watch what will happen. Honorable Hari Kalaba, let me see the candidates that are filing tomorrow. It's Honorable Hari Kalaba and Brian Mundubile in the afternoon. Then there are other candidates, Kasonde Mwenda and Dr. Chirufya. Now we understand Dr. Chirufya has been withdrawn. So tomorrow, Tuesday, 19th May 2026, Citizen First President will start at 9 o'clock. Will be followed by Enoch Roosevelt Tonga of the Third Liberation Movement. They will have Francis Mandona Mwape People's Party. And the FDD still have a slot. Remember, Brian Mundubile took 1,000 supporters under FDD, paid 100,000 under FDD. Their slot has been given for 12 hours. But other than the internal issues under FDD, Brian registered a new political party called National Reconciliation Party for Unity and Prosperity. Introduced, that is the word, introduced a new political party to ECZ called National Reconciliation Party for Unity and Prosperity. And under this, because he processed the 100,000 kwacha and the 1,000 supporters under FDD, he has to pay a fresh 100,000 under National Reconciliation Party for Unity and Prosperity. And he has to clear the 1,000 supporters, meaning he has to bring 900 from the provinces and 100 from Lusaka. That will be the story for tomorrow. We'll come and analyze everything. But just be aware that President Hakainde Hichilema is very determined, as cited by various reports, various fears, that he is determined Zambia may not have a democratic, credible, transparent, free and fair elections. Among the issues is a passing of the cyber laws, the passing of the constitution, passing of the electoral process bills. All these are processes that determine whether the country will have free and fair elections. And the barring of candidates is just one spoke in a wheel of activities that President Hakainde Hichilema is doing to ensure that he gets that second term at all costs. So he has used administrative, legislative, he has used punitive measures, he's using an array of all things. To alapatira mona ba Mwangala Zalumis, because she's a tool that is among the tools like Nelly Muti, who were being used to achieve this goal. But it's a goal by President Hakainde Hichilema. You shouldn't forget that. This is a goal by President Hakainde Hichilema. He wants a second term at all cost. So he looked at what he can do from the point of law. He's going to look at what he can do with ECZ. He's going to do what he can do with the police against you, these cyber laws. His determination is that he should take a second term. And what are you doing about it? God bless you. Until tomorrow.
Kwenyu ndemwe chawe mabanja ona njala mkomo ndalama zonse mutumbalano masukwa kuchuluka pa mutupatu. Time is up, time is up. Kwenyu not enough. Time is up for your lies and bluff. Time is up, time is up. not enough. Time is up for your lies and bluff. Kanizanu ndizopanda pindu, anakulira miseu mwatu, tikufuna chilengedwe chatopano. Osati mapocket anu opindika ndalama. Listen to the cries, they're louder than your lies. You can't silence the truth. It's time for the youth. Time is up, time is up. When you're not enough. Time is up for your lies and bluff. Time is up, time is up. When you're not enough. Time is up for your lies and bluff. We rise, we stand, we fight together for the children, for a better forever. When you kunata pano, we take the rain. Tikonza jiko.